at the start of my record. What? How did this end? Oh, no wonder I got a dislike on my Doom Links Live Hunts recording for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. For some reason, YouTube thought that I was recording World. I don't know how, but of course someone would dislike that. Thinking that they're here to see World, and then in actual fact they're not, and then I'm shit-talking World. How the hell did YouTube think that 3 Ultimate was World? How did they manage this? I mean, it doesn't surprise me because it's YouTube, but what the hell? If the VOD for this recording has just, started in the middle of me talking, which it often does these days, I'm just looking at Doom Links Live Hunts 58, and it's decided that the game that I was playing was in fact Monster Hunter World, so yeah, that's kind of annoying. I'd like to maybe change that, if it's going to let me, which it really needs to. There we go, game title optional, there's nothing written there. I mean, really, if it's written, I would kind of understand if it wasn't written in the title of the video, but if it's written in the title of the video, what's your excuse, YouTube? What's happening? There it is, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. For a second I thought it wasn't on the list, which also, incidentally, wouldn't have surprised me. Okay, I just needed to fix that. I wasn't planning on doing that live, but as soon as I saw Doom Links Live Hunts 58 being marked as a world recording, I was thinking, that's not right, that's not good. And indeed, it resulted in a dislike. So, whatever. Here we go. Getting up my YouTube chat. Unfortunately, the stream has, in this case anyway, has displayed the correct game. It's not saying, I don't know, Breath of the Wild 2, it's not saying Four Swords Adventures. It's saying Breath of the Wild. I'm not talking about previous instances where it's marked Breath of the Wild as those games. I'm just suggesting possible alternatives to Breath of the Wild. But anyway, I do not understand the ways of YouTube. But anyway, I do thank you all for joining me again for a recording of this game. I, again, don't know how long it's going to take for me to be done with this, but I am enjoying the process of playing. This is not like Skyward Sword, where every single time I record Skyward Sword, which, by the way, I don't think I've really made an official announcement about this, and probably no one's here to hear the announcement, but I think I made the announcement in my my latest A Link to the Past recording, but yeah, I'm not doing Skyward Sword anymore. I'm sick of that, because it really is so painful to play every time that I just decided to stop. But, yeah, referring to Skyward Sword, I really, really didn't enjoy playing that, but I enjoy playing this. You know, there are certain aspects to Breath of the Wild that I don't appreciate as a Zelda game, but hey, it's a fun game, it doesn't make me angry, usually. And it's just generally decent, whereas Skyward Sword is actually a mistake. Okay, so I will pop up. Or pop out, I guess. Yeah, pop out. Come on. There we go. Pause that. Thank you. I do not ask things to move so slowly at the beginning of my recordings, but it's the way it has to be sometimes. Okay. Now, I have a light shining. You might be able to see. I'm illuminated in a rather unnatural way at the moment, but I think it looks alright. At least I hope so. It should look alright. It's kind of annoying to have it there in my peripheral vision. It's quite bright, but it's to illuminate the left side of my, well, what to you would be the right side. No, to you it would be the left side because it's flipped. Anyway, to light a particular side of my green screen so that the chroma key works properly. Yeah. Hello, Andrew. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just here in Breath of the Wild. What have I ever done without a spirit of some kind? I enjoy port, but I drink it because it's cheap. I can get cheap port. I can get like 2 litres for 12 Australian dollars. I mean, that's pretty good. But Every now and again I just have to break free of that and just have something a little nicer. Now, I might not go up here. Again, just for a recap, we are in Zora's Domain. This is a location that I've never been in before because this is basically a blind Let's Play. I remember saying in the previous video that if you were to come here in the early game, this would set your expectations very high for the rest of the game. But actually, this is one of the nicest looking places in the game, from what I can understand. Finally, back to this game. This is actually the second recording that I'm doing of it. So, yeah. Unfortunately, my Wii U was out of commission for a while, so I am indeed finally back to this game. There is a cooking pot just there that I might use. Is it worth using it? We do have a decent number of ingredients, so I might take some time to cook at the cooking pot, but I will have a look around here first. Is this a library? Looks like it. What do you have to say? Hello, welcome to the Seabed Inn. Wait, it can't be. You're Master Link from 100 years ago. Sorry, back to work I go. What? We're always happy to provide some sound sleep to weary travellers. Why would you recognize me, and then decide to say nothing? Might be story related. The question is, does he know of me from pictures, or drawings I should say? Or does he know me from memory? I've got no idea. I don't really need to sleep, so I'm going to not do that. Okay, so this is an inn. I didn't know that it was an inn. I mean, it's got 2 beds in total, which is... I don't know if 2 beds is sufficient to be referred to as an inn, but... yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to cook at the cooking pot, if you wouldn't mind. Rather than sit by the fire, we are actually going to use the cooking pot, which is not... You don't do it that way. You don't actually press A on the cooking pot with nothing in your hand. That's not how that works, Toon Link. Okay, so... let's take raw prime meat. Do I usually use 1 or 2 prime meat? Let's just use 1, because again, I would like some... I usually use 2, don't I? But admittedly, I do want some food that's not going to heal too many of my hearts, because I'm not always that heavily damaged. So it ends up being a bit of a waste if I use that healing. Like stuff that, let's say, for example, it heals like 15 of my hearts, and I'm only losing like 5, or I'm only needing to recover 5. It's a bit of a waste, isn't it? So that's the reason why. I've got the game moving in my peripheral... oh, it's restream again. Stop that. Restream does this silly thing where the scroll bar appears and disappears over and over again, and it shifts the whole web page side to side in my peripheral vision, and it is fucking annoying. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I mean, I don't know what causes that, but websites don't really work these days. I don't know if you've noticed, but in the last 10 years, websites have become less and less functional because they're just over-designed. That's what it comes down to. But yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of progress. I can barely see what I'm cooking. What a terrible place to cook something. You can't even get a good look at it. Look at, I mean, the irony is, I say look at this and I'm saying you can't even see it. But what I mean to say is look at the fact that you can't see. Because, I mean, if I cook, I can't fucking see anything. Because the camera is just terrible. Here we go. I can see if I cook here. That's good. Had to reposition myself. Okay, so we will probably use 1 raw prime meat this time. And we'll get 2 mighty carp and 2 mighty bananas. How about that? Oh, I did press X to skip, but that's okay. We can watch the food bouncing around in the pot for a little while. Oh my god. The food that I'm making is too good. So, what would be... I guess if it involves raw prime meat, it just ends up being too fucking good. So, get some raw meat. We'll actually use a single one. And then maybe a sneaky river snail. And some mushrooms. That'd be good. Again, things like stamella-shrooms, which will obviously give you stamina effects with the food that you make with it, don't really bother me in the sense that, or rather it's not important to me because I'm not going to only use that food when I'm needing stamina. It's just going to be an extra thing in the moment, and I'm not really going to get too much use out of it, because I don't really want to do that. Do I have the Wolf Link amiibo? No, I don't. Because of course the Wolf Link amiibo, to my understanding, is from Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U that is. And when Twilight Princess HD came out, I was still playing Wind Waker HD, and the one with the Wolf Link amiibo was so fucking expensive that there was no way I was going to get that anyway. So yeah, I don't really care about amiibos. Like, my basic understanding of them is that they're like little figurines that can actually somehow interact with the game. Like, there might be a code on it, and you put that in the game somewhere and it does something. It's something like that. I don't know much about amiibos, but I can tell you that I don't really care about them. I don't own any, and I have no intention of ever owning any because I just don't get it, I guess. Amiibos are a bit of a new thing in Nintendo gaming, and I guess I just don't get it. But anyway, use some more fish this time. The fish is very good. It's very, I suppose, stamina recovery efficient, we'll say. But yeah, I like to just take time to make food whenever I have some stuff on hand and I see a cooking pot, because sometimes you can't find a cooking pot when you really need it. In other words, you might be out of food, yeah. It's kind of confusing. These are ingredients. I will call these ingredients, and I'll call this food. I'm just getting my terminology correct so that I don't confuse myself or you. But if I do run out of food at some point, you can almost guarantee that I won't be able to find a cooking pot immediately unless I actually fast travel somewhere. And sometimes you're on task and you don't want to suddenly fast travel somewhere that you know a cooking pot is going to be present. So, yeah. Oh. The Wolf Link one will scan in a literal Wolf Link that will fight by your side. You mean in this game? That's really interesting. It makes sense though, because Twilight Princess HD came out only a year before this game released, and of course this game came out on Wii U, so those should be able to interact perfectly fine. What I don't know is if you can actually use the Wolf Link amiibo with the Switch version of Breath of the Wild. I've actually got no idea, but that's interesting. That's actually pretty significant, isn't it? I bet that means that the Wolf Link amiibo is extremely expensive now. I still don't regret not getting it, because while it probably would be more expensive now than it was when it was new, in fact, almost definitely, I don't regret the fact that I didn't spend like 120 Australian dollars on the fucking game. So, or it might have been a little less than that, but it was still far more than I was willing to spend on Twilight Princess HD. I was excited about it, about the fact that I was going to be able to play it in HD, but I wasn't going to spend that much money on it. That was just going a bit too far. And again, I didn't actually buy it until maybe 2018 or something like that. It might have even been 2019 when I finally bought it. I'm not sure. All I know is that I didn't actually play it until maybe a year after I'd bought it. Just because I was struggling to get myself organized, I think, in terms of what I was doing on the channel. Again, we'll probably... Let's use a hearty truffle, that'll be good, and then the rest can be mighty bananas. Those bananas are quite mighty. I'm actually going to skip it this time, because you've seen it bouncing around in there enough by now. I'll tell you what, and you guys are probably familiar with this if you've watched for a while, but for so long in this Let's Play, I just never bothered with food. I just ate ingredients and that was it, stuff that could recover my hearts. But I realized that, actually, if you just make food, you'll never really run out of it. You don't have to worry about running out of food. It was just laziness, ultimately, and then eventually I gave it a try, realized that it was super easy, and thought, well, I may as well do it. So I've just been doing it from now on. We'll use the big hearty radish, and then we'll have the rest be mushrooms, because we don't need to combine the big hearty radish with the gourmet meat. That's overkill. Absolutely overkill. That would probably, I was going to say, the hearty radish would be full recovery with the gourmet meat, but it seems to be full recovery no matter what. I think any meat plus big hearty radish is full recovery, automatically, so. And that was 5 temporary hearts on top of that. That's insane. So, yeah, wow. So, a regular hearty radish. You know, we could just combine these two things, and that would be enough. But you know what? I'm going to save my hearty radish. I'm going to stop holding with X. We're going to take the raw gourmet meat. Yes, you can mix a fairy with food, and Potato and I legitimately thought that that meant you would cook the fairy, which is horrendous, but turns out that that's not what happens. It doesn't actually cook the fairy, thank God. But, yeah. This is a bit of a weird thing here, but it's got gourmet meat, so it should be pretty... I don't really know. I guess, it should recover a lot of health. There's a word that I'm missing there, to simplify that. You got a used one for $35 US? Okay. It's not too bad at all. I was expecting it to be a bit more collectible than that. Admittedly, just the amiibo on its own doesn't include the game, so it wouldn't be as expensive as actually getting the original, whatever it would have been, deluxe edition, or whatever they called it for Twilight Princess HD today. I think that would be more collectible, admittedly, but I was thinking maybe the amiibo on its own would be collectible for the reason that it does actually interact with Breath of the Wild, but maybe not. Okay. So, one thing that I was considering doing is just taking on the shrine first, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. The damage is minimal. To what? To this? Well, you're quite right about the damage being minimal, because I can't see anything wrong with it. Or maybe I just don't know how it looked before. You know what, I will actually go into the shrine now, because I'd like to take care of it as soon as possible. What is this? Fleet lotus seeds. Okay, well apparently it can be used as an ingredient. And I saw this bright-eyed crab. You're not getting away from me, my friend. Not at all. There we go. That's how you fix your hair, ladies and gentlemen. Hair tips with Doomling. Okay. So let's go and see what's happening in this shrine. Again, I don't expect the shrines to be very difficult at all. And I think that this... Is this the elephant divine beast in this location? I can't remember, but I think it's going to be easier than any of the divine beasts I've done so far. Because this whole area is actually a... it's considered to be a more early game area. And I'm here certainly not in the early game. Although this looks like a bit of a weird spot. Where are those balls going? Oh, they're being pushed off the edge, I see. How am I supposed to guide the ball in there? I guess I have to somehow rotate these things? Maybe, I don't know. Unless I... So where does this ball actually roll? I feel like you need to push it up while it's rolling. And then it goes over that, and then... But that doesn't seem to be in the right spot for that. God, that is a big hole, check that out. Makes sense. But, it's pretty big. Can I run up this? Looks like I can. Okay. Now, is removing this laser going to be necessary or even possible? I actually don't know. One thing I can tell you is that it's going to be really dangerous to walk around here. I'm heading up here just so that I can fully stake out the location to check on what I'm doing. Oh, fuck, that was stupid. I need to be looking up to see where these things are falling. Get up, Link, please. Okay, I should be safe. Go on. Now, what's here? This is like a place to observe with a B, thank you. I can observe my, my surroundings and see what needs to be done. I guess I can open this chest, why not? Opening it from the back. I don't know why the point you'd open it is around that side. Silver Scale Spear with a throwing ability. The most skilled Zora fighters wield this spear. Its beautiful fishtail design belies its impressive strength. The spearhead can pierce even the toughest scales. Well, guess what? I'm not taking it, because I can't. And I knew my inventory was full. I was just reading the description because I thought it would be interesting to someone. Okay. So this thing obviously needs to be interacted with somehow, and I think I know how to interact with it. I think it needs to be almost like a pinball machine fired out from the side. using Cryonis, just like this. Or Cryonis, whatever the hell we're calling it. So it really is just as simple as pushing it out like that. The question that I have is, will it have the necessary force to actually make it up there? My guess is that... Oh, I shouldn't have to provide a path for it, should I? You know, it is really just a big pinball machine, isn't it? This particular design. Hello, Lurpy. Yeah, this is basically, oh, I forgot what it's called now. Pachinko. It's basically pachinko. So, okay. Gambling in a Zelda game? Not really, it visually looks like it. Yeah, you know what, we're probably supposed to provide a path for this, but let's just try it first, because this thing is going to pop out again. So, like I always say, it's good to at least try to see what we're doing. So it looks like it lands about... Yeah, destroy that. I just want to see where it lands. It lands about here, doesn't it? This is just to give it a bit of height. So I would like to... Or unless that's totally unnecessary. It's possibly totally unnecessary for me to do that. Yeah, it's looking like that's unnecessary. I just have to do this. So, let's try to find the best place to do this. We obviously want to get it here. This is really hard, actually. Mainly because of these other balls. Although I suppose these other balls are making it so that I don't have to... immediately begin moving the, or immediately begin placing these pillars so that I can direct this thing. So it seems that if any of these balls, oh this is crazy, if any of these balls disappear, they will be replaced. So that's kind of, this is actually pretty nasty. I wasn't expecting this shrine to be like this. So, do they now get replaced? Because I think they've fallen off by now, haven't they? I think so. But they don't seem to be getting replaced. Okay. So I can see where I'm supposed to get this ball. What I will do is I'll put a pillar here. I don't know how long these pillars last, to be honest with you. But I do know that one should be here. And I have a feeling that... Oh, it goes through there. Oh, well, I didn't know that happened. Shit. Well, we'll have to do that again. I thought the laser would actually act as a barrier that would stop the balls. I didn't realize it was purely to stop me from moving. Well, that's good to know. And that also means that we have to be careful. Like so. We want to position you there. And it seems that we're alright time-wise, like we don't have a very limited amount of time for these pillars to remain in place. So that's one good thing anyway. And just to make sure that we don't fuck up anything further down the line, we will destroy that one there and then place this here. I cannot remember the limit. I think it might be 3 pillars is my limit. Something like that. So what we can do is we can place another pillar just here, and that should be sufficient. I'm thinking, I'm hoping. Let's find out if I'm right. Is that going to work? Oh, I can even just nudge it a little bit, which is good. Okay, so now we've got 2 pillars actually. Should I be moving you? Probably. I don't think they're going to help me in any way. I could be wrong, to be honest, but... Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this is actually on an angle, so we do have to be careful with that. We'll destroy that for now. And we'll place a pillar about here. About there, maybe. Because provided the ball is here, that should be sufficient. Yeah, that's looking alright. I thought this was going to be much harder than it actually was, because I thought we would have a limited amount of time with these pillars, but provided you don't create more than 3, I believe, none of them should actually break, so they just last the whole time, which is good. Now this part's a little weird. So I think what I'll do is I'll place a pillar here just to make sure it doesn't go past this point. That's the most important thing. Let's give that a try. That pillar there should do the trick, yeah. Just making sure that it doesn't move to the side, I really wouldn't want that at all. So, definitely if you fuck up the angle on pushing it up, that would probably be nasty. Like if I were to do it here, like about here, it would knock it off to the left and that would be quite bad, but I think everything should be in place. For good measure I'm going to remove you. But let's give that a try, that should work reasonably well. And then it probably would have been safer for it to be a little more to the side, but oof, it is a little close, isn't it? Well, here's hoping that the angle is favourable. I'm a bit worried that might push it over to the right. Is it pushing it to the right? Oh no, that looks about right to me. Okay, good. Again, I was expecting it to be a much harder, not so much puzzle, because you can see what you need to do. I thought you would just have to really be fast with it all, because there would be a time limit on these pillars, but there really isn't, so given that you have all the time in the world to get this done, it's not at all difficult, so that's a good thing about this particular puzzle. You're not going to be wasting your time with it, in other words. And yes, those other balls are just totally useless. I was thinking maybe the balls were going to help in some way, but they really don't. What you actually want to do is just get rid of them. So, it's fairly simple. Just shut up. I'm sick of being told that the goddess is smiling upon me. Because I think I've worked that out by now. I always need to be told that the goddess is smiling upon me, just like I need a priest to tell me that God's smiling upon me. You know, I shouldn't need to be told. I should just feel it. Inside. So now that we've taken care of that shrine, I'm assuming that's affected something positively in Zora's domain. Because I think shrines generally have negative effects on the world, but anyway. Hope you're enjoying this cinematic frame rate. Of course, it has nothing to do with my recording process, it has everything to do with this being on the Wii U, which is not capable of running it as smoothly as the Switch, but anyway. Had I known that, maybe I wouldn't have gotten the game on Wii U, but I did get it when it launched, and I wasn't going to get a fucking Switch when this game came out, because there was no reason to get a fucking Switch at the time. So it looks like there's nothing really of any interest over here, so that was a bit of a waste. But at least I checked it out. That's what exploring is about. It's making sure that there is nothing of interest. You don't just assume, oh, there's probably nothing over there, because that's how you miss things. I'm being a little more careful than that. Okay. Now, I'm heading over here first, because this doesn't seem to be where all the action is, so I'm checking out all the surroundings before I go to the actual main destination, or what I can guess to be the main destination. Looks like this is another access point to Zora's domain. God, this place completely shits on any Zora's domain before it. I'm not a huge fan of Breath of the Wild, but I'll tell you what, I think this is a nice area. Oh, Zora's sword. Well, I can't carry this stuff, but I can't carry the silver shield either. Speak, please. Do I have any really shit shields? Well, all of my shields are better than that silver shield, so I'm not going to take it. Although I suppose the silver shield would have better durability than my current shield, but whatever. Sneaky river snail. I'm going to take all the sneaky river snails. I'm literally destroying your ecosystem. Because I'm greedy. I mean, maybe they have a snail problem. Maybe they don't want them here. So maybe I'm actually doing them a favour. I really don't know. There are a lot of people to talk to around here, and I don't know if I want to talk to them all. Oh my fucking god, you are frightening. Look at your face. Well, well, it is always nice to have a visitor here. Thank you for journeying to our fair Zora's domain. Wait a moment, you're Link, the perpetrator who forced Lady Mipha to join his crusade 100 years ago, only to be destroyed by Calamity Ganon. As though I could never forget that face. You should know that the elderly here who loved Lady Mipha still remember, and they still resent you. I, however, resent the deed and not the person. I also believe in allowing the mistakes of the past to wash away. Link, I have retired from my role as a priest. I am now living my life free from the material concerns of this world. However, ever since I am retired, each day is more boring than the last. Spending day after day in idleness only to pass from this world soon. Link, as I'm sure you are well aware, the afterlife lays claim to all. We never know when it will beckon. Well, that's true. If during your travels you meet any engaged couples, I would like you to introduce them to me. That came out of nowhere, and I don't see how that relates to what you've said up until this point. Joining two souls is a true honor, one I shall stake my life on. Just one more wedding, and I shall be fulfilled. I guess it relates to the fact that he was a priest, but still, like, that almost came out of nowhere. Anyway. What if I get engaged to Mipha, huh? Because I think I'd like to. Not me personally, I think I'd like Link to... Anyway, moving on. What the fuck is this? King Zora, I guess. He is historically fat. What is that? Not your typical Zora, I can tell you that. Hello, Prince Sidon. King Dorothan. Ah, you must be the Hylian that Sidon brought here, correct? You did well to come all the way here. I'm King Dorothan, ruler of the Zora. That object upon your waist, is that not a Sheikah slate? Now that I have gotten a good look at you, it is all too clear who you are. You are the Hylian champion, Link. Do not tell me you have forgotten me. The Hylian champion? You can't mean the Link, that champion? So that's where I've heard your name before. What a fateful coincidence that we should cross paths. I cannot believe it. The Hylian champion, Link, has appeared before us. We have met numerous times, I'll have you know. Ah, so many memories. My mind is overflowing with nostalgia, my friend. I had heard a terrible rumor that you had fallen in combat, but it appears you managed to survive. Extraordinary. I lost my memory, I think would be fair. Come again? You say you've lost your memory? But surely you must remember my precious daughter, Mipha, yes? You do, don't you? Mipha who? I cannot believe it. Have you truly forgotten my dear Mipha as well? You and Mipha were so close, yet you do not remember her? Well, all I can say is that I'd rather be engaged to her than Ruto. Ruto's fucking sickening. Yeah, this is my same playthrough from when the game first came out. Well, it's technically not the same playthrough. What happened was, I recorded the game, I recorded maybe 35 to 40 parts of the game, and then I cancelled that Let's Play. But the first, I believe, something like 10 parts, like the first 8 to 10 parts of this Let's Play here were from that original Let's Play. But then I picked up where I had left off with a different character. And that second character is this here. I didn't get too far from the Great Plateau in my first playthrough. It was something like maybe 2 sectors I'd gone through, maybe 2 or 3, 2.5 we'll say. And that's about all I had done in the game. I didn't do too much at all. But we are currently blind, or I am currently blind. What I'm doing here is not familiar to me in any way. I've never done it before. But I will say that in spirit it is the same Let's Play as when I first picked up the game and started playing it. And I'll tell you what, I was really excited at the time. I was really excited to actually sit down and play it, but it turned out to not really be a Zelda game, so... Over time I was more and more disappointed by that realization. Young hero, please look upon the beauty of Zora's domain. Do you see that statue? Does gazing upon Mipha's immortalized form still not jog your memory? She doesn't really look like that. She kind of does, but that statue looks a bit generic. Well, perhaps your memory will return in time. I ideally hope so. Father, I do not believe discussing my sister is helping matters at the moment. Link seems confused. Oh, yes, of course. But first, it is worth noting how remarkable it is that Sidon brought a champion here without realizing it. That is quite a feat, my boy. Wahaha. That is a good one. Link, I doubt not that you have endured a great many trials. Still, I must ask you to hear my plea. Now then, hero, I must inform you that Zora's domain is in danger of vanishing because of a divine beast, named Vah Ruta. I shall do you the courtesy of speaking bluntly. We alone cannot stop this beast. Will you lend us your strength? I think I will. What? King Dorothan, my liege, please do not speak so. To ask a Hylian for help, why, the very thought of it curls my fins. Muzu, I expected more of you. How can you still protest? Muzu, it is rude to speak that way to your king and his guest. Link is here because I invited him. With such unprecedented rainfall, we have no choice but to rely on the aid of a trustworthy Hylian. Have we not already discussed this and arrived at that very conclusion? He is the key to saving Zora's domain. I have no doubt in my mind. Indeed, Link is a champion through and through. As things now stand, Zora's domain, nay, perhaps all of Hyrule, is doomed to be swallowed by the sea. This is bigger than all of us, my friend. Zora and Hylians alike must put aside our differences and band together. Have you forgotten already, my king? We cannot trust these lowly Hylians. 100 years ago they abused the power of an ancient civilization and turned Hyrule into what it is today. And that is not the least of it. Boo-hoo. Do you want help or do you not? I'm not a bad guy, that's the point. It is their fault that Lady Mipha was lost to us. Well, she'll be back soon. Link. Divine Beast Vah Ruta has great power. It has the unique ability to create an endless supply of water. Of late it has been mercilessly spouting water into the air. As a result, this area has been plagued by heavy rains. Maybe it's not the elephant, I really don't know what the hell it is. I remember there being an elephant one, I think most people do the elephant one first, so I'd assumed that this would be the elephant. But maybe he's spouting water out of his trunk. It sounds kind of weird, because they have to suck up the water and then spout it out their trunks, but whatever, I guess it's a magical elephant. For us, Zora, water and air are as one, so you would not think this would be quite so critical of a problem. Sadly, the rains have filled the eastern reservoir nearly to the point of flooding. If the reservoir bursts, as soon as it will, I fear immense damage will befall not only Zora's domain, but also the area downstream from us. Their Hylian lives are in very grave danger. My controller is rumbling very gently. The Divine Beast is crying out once again. Okay, where is it? Looks like it's cutscene time. When you say it's really popular for a reason, Andrew, that actually doesn't mean anything. The main reason why it's popular is because it was a launch title for what has become the most popular portable console in a long time. And it's also open world, and that's very in fashion at the moment. On its own, it's not that great of a game. It's really not. It's fine, like there's nothing really wrong with it, but it's not as good as its popularity would suggest, I'll tell you that much. It's really just, it was in the right place at the right time. That's it. That's really all it comes down to. I've played enough of it to say that with absolute certainty. There's nothing particularly extraordinary about this game. The Divine Beast Vah Ruta. Your Princess, Zelda, often studied the Divine Beasts. That is, in the time before the Great Calamity. According to our research, the orbs located on Ruta's shoulders are mechanisms that can control the water it generates. However, they require electricity to work. These orbs are clearly out of control now because there is no electricity coursing through to stop them. Segin, who is quite shock resistant for a Zora, hit one with a shock arrow. Sure enough, it slowed the water a bit. Unfortunately, as an aquatic race, we Zora are terribly vulnerable to the power of our electricity. Because, or rather perhaps because we could not safely strike it with enough electricity at once, the water soon returned to its full force. That is why I went in search of a Hylian who could help us. Yeah, thanks. I really needed to see that again. Link, I'm certain you have already figured this out, but we need you to use shock arrows to get those orbs working properly again. I will aid you in any way I can, of course. Please, hero, I beg of you. Help me stop Ruta's rampage of destruction. What? Princess Zelda herself instructed you to board the divine beast and appease it from within? So then, Princess Zelda is still alive? Yes, in Hyrule Castle. I do not believe it. She was alive this whole time, just as you were. The events of 100 years ago cannot be altered, it is true. But if we can regain control of the divine beasts, they may yet prove useful in sealing Calamity Ganon once and for all. I did not know you had such grand ambitions, Link. Oh, wondrous. Naturally, I shall help too. Once it has stopped rampaging, you can easily climb inside it. Come, Link, let us appease Ruta together. I'm in, let's do this. Thank you, Link, truly, we are in your debt. Our goal is the same. That means our meeting was nothing short of destiny. Now then, allow me to offer you this gift as a show of faith. Ahahaha. Swim speed up. We've got the Zora armor, that's good to see. So long as you wear this, you can ascend waterfalls just like a Zora. Please take good care of it. King Dorephan, surely you do not really intend to give this outsider the Zora armor. Countless generations of Zora princesses have gifted that armor to the one they have sworn to marry. Princess Mipha made that one there with her own hands. And I bet I was the candidate anyway, you fucking prune. It is far too important to entrust to a shady Hylian. He may be a champion, but Mipha had no such relationship with him, so why should he receive such an honor? This is just too much, my liege. I do not understand it one bit. That Muzu is not easily swayed once his mind is set. You must understand, he was in charge of educating my dear daughter, Mipha. Naturally, she means a lot to him, just as she means the world to us. Ever since we lost her to the Calamity, he has grown to despise Hylians. I hope you can forgive his rudeness. I don't. But what shall we do now? I tasked Muzu with finding the shock arrows we will need to appease Vah Ruta, but now he has rushed off in a huff. Link, do not let his words concern you. I will work this out with Muzu. I shall return shortly. And now what do I do? Do we have another chat with the king and then Sidon? I suppose that means you are going to tell him. Okay. Link, Muzu is not, or rather is most likely at the square down below. Would you mind going down there? I would like you to try to speak with him. Very well. New objective, the divine beast of Vah Ruta. And I suppose, just while I'm thinking of doing it, I will equip my Zora armor. I wish it were a full set, to be honest, because then it would look a little nicer. It would be easier for it to look good with whatever we would have equipped, because then obviously... Oh, a random shock arrow. I don't want to talk to you. Kya! Kya! Lady Mipha, watch this. I, Segin, the aptly named Demon Sergeant, shall strike down... Demon Sergeant? Shall strike down the divine beast Vah Ruta. What you doing? You're Link. Finally, I can avenge Lady Mipha. It has been 100 years since you last showed your face here. Now I, Segin, will cut you down myself. What do you mean? Playing dumb, eh? Nice try, but you cannot fool me, Champion Link. You are unable to protect Lady Mipha from Calamity Ganon. It has been 100 years since we lost her. Poor Lady Mipha. How heartbreaking. I won't fail her again. The physics engine. What, you mean like killing an enemy, and then it goes and slides down something that's not slippery at all for forever, until it eventually reaches a stopping point? I love that. I'm sure there are other things that I can think of about this physics engine that pisses me off, that is actually really not impressive at all for a game of this era. Rewards for free exploration. It's an open world game. Imagine if it didn't have that. That's kind of standard. Battle mechanics? No. It doesn't cover new ground. This is what you need to realize. And because it doesn't cover new ground, really, it's just... And battle mechanics, I guess you could have weapon durability fall under battle mechanics. Because I hate the weapon durability system of this game, but I guess that doesn't fall under battle mechanics. All I can say is that it's not remarkable. What you're describing as remarkable is actually not remarkable at all. It's actually just fairly standard, and not special on its own. So, yeah. You're welcome to disagree, but nothing I've seen so far is remarkable. It's just, you know, it might be enjoyable. I mean, maybe all of these things brought together for some people makes for a very replayable game, but it's not that good of an open world. It's... a lot of the enemies are the same, and it's just... yeah, it's not that exciting, honestly. Yeah, this guy's not too nice at all, this Sagan individual. Hello, Pablo. There is no way we would ask for your help now, after all this time and after all that has happened. So says I, Sagan, the demon sergeant. Even if this body of mine is destroyed, I will drown Ruta in shock arrows myself, and in doing so, Lady Mipha's regrets shall be alleviated. If you understand anything of courage, then get out of my way at once. Can I take that shock arrow, please? Thank you. Oh, hey! I am in the middle of my shock arrow training. I must learn to withstand them. Did I not just tell you that? To commit such violence with the great Sagan standing right before you. What do you mean commit violence? I was picking up your arrow. In that case, you take the responsibility of appeasing the divine beast Vah Ruta. Thanks. That's quite an overreaction. I was just picking up a shock arrow. Sorry. So if we go to the square, we should be able to find that other old guy who seems to be equally unpleasant. Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it is. Here we go. Who am I talking with? I guess Muzu. I guess it doesn't matter who I speak to, it will initiate the same cutscene, most likely. You came all the way here, but it was in vain. I have no desire to speak with you. Listen well, Muzu, there is something you need to know. He who stands here, the man called Link. Done, fucking. That's my Zora armor. Suck it, I fucking knew it, mate. He who stands here, the man called Link, is the one whom my sister, Mipha, had feelings for. I was only a child then, so I did not know it myself at the time, but it is so. I grew up hearing my father tell stories, some of which were about my sister's undying love for a Hylian named Link. Get fucked. What? No. You cannot fool me with such a fanciful lie, not this Zora. How could Lady Mipha possibly have feelings for a Hylian like him? How could she not? The facts are clear. He remembers nothing, even when he looks upon Princess Mipha's statue. You mean the one that doesn't even look like her? Or at the very least the one that just looks like a generic Zora female? Yeah, great. It is the truth, Muzu. Though you never knew it, he was ever in Mipha's heart. Well, there you go. Memory point? Well, apparently Sidon is husbando material, according to Pablo. Oh! We get to remember Mipha, I suppose. He's kind of comically charismatic. Here we go.
あなたはまだ子供で無茶してすぐに怪我をしてその度私はこうしてあなたを治してたハイリア人のあなたは気がついたら私よりも大人になっちゃってたけど私あなたの傷を治してあげられるの 嬉しかった。
I would have to agree with that,
持っている
Potato.
薬剤ガノンはどんな相手なのか、どういう戦い
She's looking like best girl to me.
詳しいことはまだわからない。でもどんなに過酷な戦いになったとしても、みんながあなたが傷ついてしまった時は私が治す。何度でもどんな怪我でも私はあなたを守りたいから。薬剤ガノンとの戦いが終わったら、そうしたら子供の頃みたいにまたここへ遊びに来てくれる？
Well, that was lovely. What is the matter, Link? Are you unwell? You are quivering like a hatchling. Whatever is the matter? Mipha, I remember. What? Do not mistake me for a fool, Hylian. There is no way you remembered her just now when it is most convenient. Right? In any case, without any solid proof, I cannot possibly take you at your word. If you have any such proof, now is the time to show it. Do so, and I shall tell you how to get those shock arrows, yes, as well as anything else you wish to know. The only good thing about Age of Calamity is more Mipha. Have you truly not figured it out yet? Simply take a closer look at what Link is wearing. You really think changing your clothes is going to make me... What in the... This is the Zora armor from before. Lady Mipha made that by hand, and yet it fits you perfectly. What is the meaning of this? Okay, now this is very silly. Any armor that I've ever received, ever, fits me perfectly. Now you're gonna pretend like that's some novel aspect to this particular armor? I mean, it kind of barely works as a storytelling device, but it really doesn't, because... I mean, it works in the sense that I can maybe suspend my disbelief, but... there's a bit of disbelief going on here, because all armor that I pick up fits me perfectly. So... what are you talking about? Now you understand, do you not? Now you know who her heart belonged to and who she made this special armor for. The fact that this armor fits Link perfectly should be proof enough that Mipha made it for him and for him alone. You have always disliked Hylians even before the Great Calamity. That is why Mipha never told you. Now that you know, you must promise to help him save us all, Muzu. Please, tell us where we can find the shock arrows we need. Knowing you, I bet you have already figured it out. Fan Nugget 56 is Potato, by the way. You can call him Potato. I don't know when he's going to get sick of that name, but... apparently, he likes it a lot more than Potato. Why, I don't know, but... whatever. I never would have imagined she would make that special armor for one such as he. Well, it happened, alright. Creepy, overprotective man. I do not approve of asking for help from a Hylian, but I suppose it is our only option at this point. I am a proud Zora. That means I must take responsibility for my unwarranted behavior towards you. As promised, I shall tell you where you can collect as many shock arrows as you will need. Okay, good to know, Potato. You have now become... the mantle has been passed on. Enjoy. That tall mountain over yonder, it is called Ploymus Mountain. Ploymus Mountain, that is it. Okay, and there you will also find Shatterback Point. Oh, that is a lovely sound. For a name, Shatterback Point. Oh. Because it filled me with images of, ow, my back, and I will never walk again, and things like that. A terrifying creature has made its home up there. This awful beast shoots volley after volley of shock arrows. Even a single one could be fatal to a Zora. Aha! You must mean that Lionel. He is a man-beast, that one. This is so funny, I feel as if I've gone through this game in the wrong order. This really is the first Divine Beast that you should find. The way everything is, I guess, presented, yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you've got an open world game, I guess. You can't really design it in such a way as to make this the obvious first place that you'd go to once you get there, but not prior to getting there. Because what ends up happening is that you don't come here first, and then when you do come here, eventually it kind of feels like, oh shit, I kind of wish I had come here first. You know what this whole place makes me think of? It makes me think that, chronologically they would have worked on this place first when they had more inspiration, and more time, and more all of that sort of thing, and then as they had to expand the map, they just became less and less inspired, and then we got Breath of the Wild as I have journeyed through it thus far. Which is again why I find this place to be particularly good, and it would be awkward for any person to come here early on in the game and set their expectations too high as a result. That beast does indeed wield shock arrows. That is certainly one way to collect them quickly. He is vicious to be sure, but I am certain Link will rise to the challenge. Well, I've actually fought a few Lionels, and I'm assuming that this is the weakest of them all. In order to appease the Divine Beast, I estimate that you'll need, at least 20 shock arrows. Do you think you can gather that many? I probably already have that many, to be completely honest. Well, well. What have we here? It seems you already have some shock arrows. Still, if you need any more, you can always go to Ploymus Mountain to restock. Link, I'll be waiting for you at East Reservoir Lake, right by the Divine Beast. When you are ready, come join me there. I'm on it. Wonderful. Together we shall stop that Divine Beast's onslaught. Yeah, I really do think that this is what they worked on first. I think this was the first thing that they touched on in this whole game when they were making it. Because they probably... It makes sense, because if you have an idea in your head, you work on that first, you know, while the idea's there and while the inspiration's there, you work on that, and then they realize that they really couldn't replicate that inspiration throughout the rest of the game, and so we get Breath of the Wild. But, not everyone's going to like to hear me say that, not everyone's going to agree, but guess what? It's pretty much the case as far as I'm concerned. You're rather adorable, you know that. Can you talk?
Hi.
Hi. What is it? Oh, hey, mister. You've got a weird face. At least I don't have, like, a dolphin for a head. I'm a Hylian. Hylian? I've never met one of those before. If you're a Hylian, that means you came from really far away, right? You didn't happen to see my mum, May, on the way here, did you? Ever since the water monster went crazy, Mum hasn't come home. Oh, shit. But, I mean, I bet she'll come home sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. Oh dear, I hope she is alright. Well, have I explored this place sufficiently? I actually don't know. I don't think I've gone around this thing. The wall, I guess the perimeter wall. But, maybe that's not important. Oh, you see Ledo, okay. Lido, I guess I'll call you? Yeah. Oh, it's you. We met at Zora River. It's me, Lido. Were you the one that I first talked to that I was actually wanting to speak to instead of Sidon? Probably. Thank you for coming so quickly. You listened to what King Dorephan had to say. Yes. So that is the cause of our suffering in Zora's domain. It is all because of that beast, Ruta. It's so funny to hear them referring to the Divine Beast as just Ruta, because it's so close to Ruto. And they're saying, that beast, Ruta, and I'm thinking, yeah, that beast, Ruto. That freaky fish girl who wanted my cock. That's what, well, not literally this guy's cock, but a previous one. But yeah, it makes me. I think that's one of the main reasons why I really love Mipha. It's because she's a huge improvement over that creepy Ruto person. That's why my senior apprentice, Franck, I guess he's Frank's evil twin or something. Franck and I are repairing the domain. I mean, imagine if your name was Franck. I mean, people call me Dink affectionately, but imagine if your name was Franck. Although Dink's pretty bad too. Dink and Franck. Pretty rough names. Anyway, however, our materials are a bit depleted. Yes. Repairs require a large number of luminous stones. You can find plenty of them around Uplands or Zorana. Upland Zorana, okay. Have you, by chance, already stumbled across some luminous stones during your travels? I certainly have. For instance, if you have 10 of them, that would be a big help. You really want some? Because I think I've got, like, a lot more than 10. I will double check, but I think I do. Where would they be? Materials, luminous stones, there they are. You want 10? I've got 66. Take them. Luminous stones? Yes. Do you need some? I think you said you did need some. Oh, here are the stones. There we go. Enjoy. Thank you. You're really giving me 10 luminous stones? In that case, please excuse me while I count them. And a 1, and a 2. Oh, come on. Okay. This is not necessary. And 10. You do realize that I wouldn't have been given the option to give you the stones if I had less than 10. Oh my, you really brought all 10. Thank you. Yes, I will happily take those luminous stones from you. Oh, that's right, I must reward you. Yes, please. You gave me a diamond. Well, that's actually alright. And what's more, I'll give you 1 extra as a bonus. Okay. You're a lifesaver, truly. If you ever find yourself in possession of 10 luminous stones in the future, I hope you'll bring them to me. Okay, those of you who know what's happening in this game a lot more than I do. Whoever calls you Dink deserves a ban. Oh dear. I think I'd be banning at least 2 people. For those of you who are really familiar with how this game works, is there any use to luminous stones that would be better than just giving this guy all of my luminous stones in return for diamonds? Because I have, well, I guess 56 of them now, and I could get a few diamonds out of that. I suppose 10 if he always gives me an extra one. But, yeah, I think it would be quite useful. But the problem with that is that I don't actually know the use of diamonds either. So, are luminous stones purely for giving to this guy? Is there no other use for them? Oh, never mind, he says he'll only be able to give me 1 diamond for them, so he only gives me an extra 1 as a bonus for the first time I deliver them to him. There's an armor that I need them for. Okay. How many do I need for the armor? Or maybe that's unfair. I guess it's like an upgrade material and you wouldn't know exactly how many, but well, that's enough. That's all I really needed to know. I was just wondering if luminous stones had a use beyond just giving them to this guy, and if they do, then I'll hold off for now, because I'll save that for another time. Maybe when I'm more clear on what I'm going to use those stones for. The armor isn't really good for much, but it looks cool. You also need them for certain dyes. Oh, I see, so he's not the only one that trades you things for luminous stones. Oh, I don't need to worry about money, my friend. I've got plenty of stuff to sell. I've got 78 Moblin Fangs, 101 Lizalfos Talons, 79 Lizalfos Horns, and it's not even the half of it. I've got all these Keese Wings, and I've got a lot of stuff to sell. That's all I can tell you. And, you know, I'm already sitting on 3,500 rupees that I'm not parting with anytime soon, because I don't seem to ever need to sell anything. Or rather buy anything, I should say. So I guess we want to make our way over there, but well, I suppose we could just swim in the water, couldn't we? Yeah. Do we want to just jump in there? Now that I think about it, I wonder how well we will be able to swim with this armor on. Will it actually consume our stamina? Let's climb down here. Can I let go with B and then R? Excellent. So, moment of truth. We do still lose stamina when we swim. That's some fucking shit. I can see that we lose less stamina, but that's still some fucking shit. Because I was hoping to just swim over there, but I guess where we actually want to go is across there and get there like that. So that's kind of annoying, but that's alright. Where is that fucking ladder? Here it is. Here I was hoping that we wouldn't have to worry about losing stamina while swimming ever again. But that would be That would make too much sense, wouldn't it? And that would be too easy. No, well. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with rupees going forward. Yeah, where is the rest of the armor? It's a good question. They give me one chest piece and then it just looks out of place with whatever, almost anything else that you would equip with it just doesn't look right, so... Is there a full armor set? I would really like it if there was. I was only given one piece. Anyway, we seem to need to head over this way, so... Oh, I see, there is a full set. That's good to know. Is it something that I can acquire now, or after I've completed all this? Hello. Gaddison. Yes, sir. East Gate is all clear, sir. Oh, well if it isn't Master Link, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Well, apparently you like me, so that's nice. Everyone seems to dislike me around here. We used to play together all the time. That was 100 years ago. My name is Gaddison. How could you possibly... Okay, you haven't seen someone for 100 years, and you say, oh, it's you, Link. You're a sight for sore eyes. 100 years is a long time. If you haven't seen someone for 20 years, it's quite a significant moment. It's like, wow, it's amazing to see you again. And then memories of the past flood back, and then all this business. But, like, this fucking person is like, you're a sight for sore eyes. We used to play together, but that was 100 years ago. And then he moves on to something like, that's not realistic at all. It's ridiculous, but I understand that we're not going to suddenly take a trip down memory lane with this guy. It would sort of take us out of the game, but still, it's just weird. And what's more, you don't seem to have changed much in the last 100 years. Oh, but I shouldn't be making idle chit-chat just now. I'm supposed to be fulfilling my officially appointed duty by keeping watch at the East Gate. I must maintain my surveillance of the East Reservoir, I can't say that today, East Reservoir Lake. We can chat later. Alrighty. So, as far as getting to this place we're supposed to go, I guess we'll just... 100 years for them is nothing? I guess that's a good point. If they do have great lifespans, then I guess 100 years isn't as significant. That's fair. I will concede that. Oh. So taking a picture of the Lionel and then showing it to whom? There is no potato, there is only Fat Nugget 56. Oh god. I should have never said that I had a name like that in the past. As a joke, of course. A joke that got old, and then what does Potato do? He goes and changes his name to Fat Nugget 56, just to make the joke even less funny. For me, personally. It's probably funny for you, but... Anyway. Oh, the Lionel Safari quest is... So, Toto Lake, let's see. That's really interesting. Majora's Mask references, okay. Mikau and Lulu Lake. I guess Toto was also someone in the band in Majora's Mask. My problem with that is that I don't understand how those characters could possibly have such relevance to the Zora people that they would have lakes named after them. I think it's interesting for people who actually care about the series, as opposed to the people who just came in here and played it as a game on its own rather than a game from the series, to actually appreciate, oh, that's nice, they've, you know, brought those names into the game. But the problem is that it's, lore-wise, it's dumb, in my opinion. Lore-wise, it's more stupid than if they were to just not have that, so... In fact, it, of course, wouldn't be stupid if they didn't name it that, because you'd never know. I guess I can't make my way up there, because it's oh, then again... No, that's probably too high of a fucking waterfall. They were saying that I can scale waterfalls now, right? But I don't think that's going to work. Okay. Well. Before I waste my time... You know what, don't even tell me, I don't want to know. I was going to ask a question. It's a necessary question, but I don't care anymore. This is true as well. Admittedly, I asked about both of those things. I don't love spoilers. Yeah, Pablo, I did ask them for that information. It is important to note that, what I was actually going to ask is, can I get up there with it raining like it is? In other words, can I do this prior to dealing with Varnaboros? Okay. How do I do this and not consume any stamina, but if I want to swim normally, I'm using all this stamina? What a fucking joke. Stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed the dumbest thing in this game. You've just witnessed it. You want to see the biggest flaw in this whole game? That's it. It's done. You can't get worse than that. Nice work, Breath of the Wild. I can swim up that fucking shit and not even at all affect my stamina. But if I'm going to swim normally, oh, yeah, I fucking doggy paddle and I'm losing half my stamina. What a joke. What a fucking joke. Anyway, it pisses me off, but I understand that they want to incentivize you to get the full set. It's fucking stupid, though. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, because obviously swimming up the vertical fucking thing, I understand the logic behind it, you know, you've pressed A and you've done an automatic animation, so why would it consume stamina? But, of course, if you look at it logically, swimming up vertical fucking water is going to actually consume stamina a lot more for Link as an individual than just swimming normally, so how does it make any sense? That degree of suspension of disbelief... Oh, we want to go this way, excuse me. But yeah, that level of suspension of disbelief is a bit more than I'm willing to handle. Oh, it gets worse. Still love this game. Okay. Okay. But that's some fucking ridiculous shit what I just witnessed. Can't believe that they would do that. I mean, whatever. What's this? Oh, I see. These are spikes. I thought I saw... Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go around and kill this moblin. Good day. Hello. Just trying to hit you in the face. There you go. I just wanted that. I don't ask for much, I enjoy watching him fly back with that sound. Makes me happy. Okay, so we wanna... Wait, is it there? No, this is something else. What's that? And why did it take so long to focus that? So this seems like a lake of sorts as well, but a very small one. We want to head to Toto Lake. I just want the full armor set because I want to look nice, okay? And I also want to swim well. It's not just for now, it's for the future. Alright, I've got some arrows as well. Always happy to take those, and these are something thistles. Oh, Hyrule herbs, excuse me. I do not know my Hyrulean flora. I was going to say Hylian, but Hylian is a race, whereas Hyrulean refers to... Oh, hello. Yes, that's lovely. Give me a Korok seed now. Hyrulean is a nationality, I guess we could call it. Hearty radish. I think we've got a few hearty radishes over here. Let's... Or maybe not, just one. Okay. Well, that's fine. Here's Toto Lake. And as far as what we can do here, I really couldn't say. Oh, you were introduced to the Zelda series with Breath of the Wild. How many games have you played, Pablo? Out of interest. I love the people who are willing to go back through the series and play it. It's the people who play a game like Breath of the Wild and then just promptly ignore the rest of the series. They're just like, Breath of the Wild is the only one I want to play because I only like playing open world games. I love how all my weapons break. It's my favourite. I love that about the game. I also love that Link climbs everything automatically. Even when I'm just walking past something, he starts climbing, and I love that. It's my favourite part of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You know. Oh no. Link's crossbow training is my favourite Zelda game. Look, that's not... You have to say something like Wand of Gamelon or Zelda's Adventure. You can't say Link's crossbow training, because that's not bad. It's just... It's... I don't know. But yeah, Zelda's Adventure... Is that what it was called? I think it was Zelda's Adventure. The fucking shit one that was overhead, but like with actual physical images of people. That was bad. That was a shit show. That fucking game. But, anyway. I'm trying to see something that's actually, like, something I can interact with. I don't know. I can see something. No, that's a sneaky river snail, isn't it? I know my sneaky river snails when I see them. I still don't understand how they can be so luminescent, but they are. Okay, and that's a hot-footed frog. Well, you could even be more than that. How do you fucking climb that shit? That makes no sense. It's like when you're playing Skyrim and a rabbit starts jumping across a lake, and then you're just like, okay, that's a tireless frog, okay. Magnesis the chest out of the lake. Fuck off, potato. As I said, like, just let me work it out. I'm not retarded. I'm not like a fucking mental patient. I can work these things out, and even if I can't, wait until I fucking say something. Shit. So there's a chest in the lake somewhere. Great. Thanks, potato. God forbid I have an adventure, right? Fucking hell, man. You know I don't like spoilers like that. I mean, I do make it pretty clear when I want to know something, don't I? I say, hey, do I do this, do I do that? Asking you specifically. But if I say something like, I wonder, or something, you know, keywords like that, it means I'm trying to work it out on my fucking own. Christ. Anyway, I guess I do still have to find the chest. Should be visible. With magnesis here. I should really keep track of where I've been in the lake, to be honest. It's probably near the ruins. You're bad. Yeah, you don't give a shit. It's like how you spoilt the ending of Skyward Sword because you were too high to think clearly. Okay. Not that it matters, it's fucking Skyward Sword. Fortunately, you didn't spoil the ending of a good game. Okay. So there's the Zora helm. Now I can look like a fish. Makes me happy. There we go. That looks ridiculous, actually. Look at that. I tried and play one of the old titles that Nintendo offers with the online thingy, but Monster Hunter has been sucking almost all your time. Yeah, makes sense. Look, Pablo, most of the Zelda games from the past can just be emulated very easily. I mean, everything up until, I guess, Skyward Sword can be emulated. And no, that's not even true, because then you can also emulate A Link Between Worlds on a 3DS emulator. So I can count the amount of consoles I've owned throughout my life and almost end up with 2 handfuls. But, yeah, that's... Yeah. It depends on whether or not you like emulating. Look, emulating's a good thing in the sense that you can generally experience the game better than you ever could on a console, in a sense. But I actually generally go for an authentic experience these days, which, for me, wouldn't end up looking as good, even for recording purposes, but it's kind of what I gravitate towards. But, I think if you don't have access to consoles, if you just don't have many, and you would rather not get a console to play a game from the Zelda series, then just emulate it. I don't know what the Switch actually offers, Pablo, I've got no idea, but if it offers A Link to the Past, play that. I think that should be everyone's first Zelda game, or at the very least everyone's first game in the series. Don't force yourself to play the original Zelda, because while the original Zelda is a very good game, it doesn't age in the same way that A Link to the Past does. A Link to the Past is utterly timeless, whereas in the case of whatever it's called, the original Legend of Zelda from 1985, that is an NES game. Like, it's just an NES game. It's a very, very good one. It's probably the best NES game ever, but it's still an NES game, and you'll feel that. So, yeah, I'm just saying it doesn't age quite as well. So, for the first game that a person plays in the series traditionally, I would say A Link to the Past is the one, because anyone can just sit down and enjoy that game. I didn't know the Switch even had a Nintendo Entertainment System and Super Nintendo emulator. That's good to know. It makes so much sense for them to do that, though. If you think about it, that's Nintendo actually recognizing what people want. Because obviously emulation is something that Nintendo were always familiar with. But they realize that there is one thing that they can do that's... I mean, while people do still have to pay for emulated games on the Switch, I'm assuming, which would make sense, you can actually play the games on the Switch, you know. So if they realize that people are just going to emulate anyway, they should have a system, which they do, evidently, where you can just have the game on the Switch, and there, in that moment, you have a single console for all the games that you'd want to play. Anything that you would otherwise emulate on a computer, and then all the games that you legitimately own on the Switch. So it's sort of like a one-stop shop, and it's facilitated by Nintendo. And that's a really good way forward. So you can see that the rain is being caused by this fucking Vah Ruta thing. No, Vah Ruta? Vah Ruta. There you go. It's not Ruta. I was saying it was similar to Ruta, but it's not actually Ruta. But before we go there, we actually want to head to that female. Yeah, A Link to the Past is the one, Pablo. You will enjoy A Link to the Past, because no one plays A Link to the Past and is like, oh, I don't like this game. It doesn't exist. Like, there is no such person. And if there is such a person, I want you to bring them before me so that I can slap them across the face. Because they are foolish. Utterly foolish. Because there is nothing that you could want out of a game that isn't... Well, that's not true. There's nothing that you could want out of a game that isn't in A Link to the Past. That's not true at all. What I mean to say is that there is nothing present in A Link to the Past that a person wouldn't enjoy as a game mechanic. There we go. That makes more sense. But, yeah, so there's apparently a female Zora around here with a quest to get the pants, and it involves taking a photo of the Lionel that we were just hinted towards being at Mount whatever the fuck it is. The Ploymus Mountain, there you go. A Link Between Worlds is decent, yeah. It wasn't bad at all. Like, I played it and it was fine. Didn't have a problem with it. I actually own it, strangely. I almost can't even remember purchasing it, but I did purchase it at some point. I think it was in 2016. No, 2015, I think. When I played that. It was alright. Oh, you're the Hylian looking to help Prince Sidon, aren't you? Sorry I didn't introduce myself sooner. I'm Groove. Is it Groove or Groove? I don't really know. It's better than Franck. I'll say that much. Oh, it's an hour and 23 minutes. You know what I've been considering doing? For the reason that Breath of the Wild is such a long game, I'll probably do longer Let's Play recordings for it. Usually my Let's Plays range from an hour to an hour and 20 minutes in length. But I'm thinking of, just for Breath of the Wild, because it is such a long game, having longer recordings. I do plan to just stop doing... Have I decided to do that? Maybe I haven't. I've been back and forth on whether or not I should do live Let's Plays on my channel, and I'm still thinking about that. But I do plan to complete all the live Let's Plays that I have currently ongoing, so I'll work that out in the future. But at least for Breath of the Wild, I will not be doing shorter recordings for it anymore, I don't think. I'm going to do longer ones, just because it's... If I can get more done each session, it means I'll be done with this game sooner. So that's the way I'm going to treat it from now on. I used to help Prince Sidon with his search for a Hylian. If you, or rather for you to find him yourself, is a godsend. Yes, it is. However, while searching for a Hylian, Prince Sidon left me stranded on a tower. Instead, I worked up some fighting spirit and jumped into Zora River from the top of the tower. Then I came back here. I was deeply moved, seeing my reflection on the water surface as I dove in. Yes, deeply moved. Deeply moved. It is my observation that as a person's true colours shine the brightest when they dive freely into the waves. Congratulations on the new Zora armour, it is most impressive indeed. Wearing the Zora armour, even a Hylian like you can climb a waterfall and get back here in no time at all. That said, if you don't mind me asking, would you please show me your true colours as you dive into the water? What are you talking about? You can dive headfirst from here into the water below. It would be true beauty made flesh. Please consider. True beauty made flesh? Where would you like me to dive? What are you running around about? Oh, you want me to dive here? Okay. Oh, I was not given a prompt. That's pathetic. Maybe I was given a prompt and I just missed it. Let's try again. That was true beauty made flesh, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, longer recordings means longer streams. That is correct. Okay. Let's go and open the old chest. What have we got? A silver rupee. Yeah, I'm not really having many issues with rupees around here. So I think that's a ladder over there, or two ladders perhaps. I could be entirely wrong. No, I think that's a single ladder. There it is, yeah. That's the ladder that we used before. So I will go and climb up then. But yeah, I just want to get Breath of the Wild done as soon as possible, so that really is going to necessitate longer recordings, so that's what I'm doing. Which will leave people going, why is that a Let's Play, and that's a live stream playthrough? Of course people are going to wonder that. But this is the exception. And this is the exception. So, I will find that female, but before I do that, I would like to dive for this guy, and I failed to dive before. I can't remember where I went to actually get to him. One problem with this location is that everything does kind of look the same, so I have to pay a little bit more attention. I think this is, yeah, this is him. So how do I dive? Won't you please express your soul's potential with a glorious dive from here? I could do that. Wearing the Zora armor, yeah, okay. Maybe I should have asked about diving. If you have any soul at all, then dive into the water below. Okay, where's my dive prompt? Okay, now can I go back up? I can swim upward. Okay. I just swam upward. Okay, is that good enough for you? Come now, won't you please? What do you mean? I'm gonna have to ask about diving. I don't know what he wants from me. I was expecting an A prompt. Diving? Would you mind showing? When you dive, do so head first. How do I dive? I might need to run and do it. No? Well, how do I dive? I don't understand. That's really weird. Whatever. Whoops, that is not what I meant to do. To swim upward again. Yeah, this is kind of confusing. Well, if someone could let me know how to dive, that'd be pretty awesome. Because I, for some reason, can't work it out. I assumed that there would be an A prompt for it, or something like that. Maybe I should look for that female in the meantime. Where was she again? Someone mentioned where she was. There's a Zora girl in the city towards the east side. Okay. So maybe around here? Or further out here. But let's try to find it. What are these? What? Oh, I thought that was something like some creature that I could put in my inventory and maybe eat at a later occasion, but it's actually just a Zora. Are you fantasizing about Prince Sidon in the bar? I can't really get a look at your face. I was meaning to do that, but anyway. I guess I need to look for a female with a quest. Here we go, you look like a one. Laflat. Link, I'm sorry to ask this of you when you are busy dealing with a divine beast, but I am afraid this is a task that only you can accomplish. I suppose you're right about that. There is a red-maned monster called a Lionel that lives on Ploymus Mountain. I really need a picture of a Lionel. It can be a picture of any red-maned Lionel, not just the one on the mountain. So what do you say? Can you get me a picture of a Lionel? Yeah, sure. I'm glad that was settled so quickly. See, there's this fool in the domain who goads people into jumping off of Shatterback Mountain, or rather Shatterback Point on Ploymus Mountain. It is an incredibly dangerous jump, and this guy pressures people into jumping off by questioning their courage. He's a real bottom feeder. If this keeps up, someone is surely going to wind up horribly injured. I need a picture of a Lionel to show everyone how scary they are. That way maybe people will stop going up there. Does that answer your question, Link? I never asked a question. I'll leave the details to you. Just bring me a picture of a Lionel so I can describe them in terrible detail. Okay, maybe terrible detail is going a bit too far. Okay, so Lionel Safari is a quest that we now have. I would like to set that as my current quest, if I could. I guess I go... No? What? It's a side quest, isn't it? Lionel Safari, here we go. What? No. Okay, fine. They're not even nice enough to tell you, like give you a waypoint as to its location, but I guess it's around here somewhere. Well, I guess we have to go and swim up this thing again. Let's just do that. I shall take care of that right now. So we can probably head back to land. Yes, we did this before. We made our way to land over here, and then we walked around and over to that waterfall, and swam up it, and that gave us access to this higher point up there. And maybe we can see that Shatterback Point drop that she was talking about. Maybe we'll do the jump ourselves. Because if there's one thing that Link can handle, it's danger. Because we have put him through quite a bit up until this point. I guess No, I'm in the wrong place, aren't I? Sort of. Maybe I can still get there. I think I can get there. Or maybe not. Well, we'll find out anyway. This is not looking hopeful at all, actually. How did I get there before? I wish I could remember. You know, sometimes when I just go in some direction, I do it barely paying attention to what I'm doing. But maybe I did use this. Oh, I must have used this before to get there. Yeah, I think that's where I was standing, wasn't it? I saved there, and then I used Rivali's Gale to come over here. Well, that's fine. Alrighty, let's go swimming, shall we? Swim upward, and then I can sit back and relax and just watch Link do all the work. That's really extreme. That's like 15 to 20 seconds of just straight vertical swimming up flowing water. I mean, it's pretty full on. Okay, so the Lionel should be somewhere up here. I can't imagine it being difficult to find. But, we just need to take a picture of it, and then I think we'll go and kill the fucking thing, because apparently it's easy to kill. Well, or not apparently, but I would assume that it's easy to kill for the reason that this is kind of early game. Camera, I haven't taken a photo in a long time. I haven't taken any photos, actually, apparently. According to that, I haven't taken a photo before. So, given the fact that I have no photos on hand. So I guess I haven't done many quests that involve that. Alrighty. So I guess he's not here. I'm just covering all my bases. I'm covering this whole area to make sure that I'm not missing him or anything like that. Maybe that's probably Shatterback Point over there. That looks like a terrible drop of sorts. We'll just keep our eyes peeled for a Lionel. That's not a Lionel, that is a Lizzlefoot. You still avoid confrontations with Lionels. They are a bit annoying. I mean, as my past experiences on camera would tell you, sometimes it takes a few tries to kill them, but as long as you have a sense of persistence, which was deeply ingrained in me through playing Souls games, they're not too hard to deal with. You just keep trying, you try over and over again, and eventually you'll do it. But I think in the case of this Lionel, I should be able to do it first try, just because I've got quite a good setup here. I've got lots of hearts, I've got good defense, I would imagine, for the fight, provided that I do equip my best armor for it, instead of using this Zora set. And then, yeah, we should be all good. Although I do need to find him first, which is proving a little difficult. He's apparently in Ploymus Mountain, so I would have to assume that he's somewhere here, but I swear I just came from there. Anyway, it looks like we've got some rocks to destroy. This might... well, this wouldn't give us access to a shrine, because I do believe we would be having a shrine indicator making lots of noise. What the fuck is the point of this? Oh. Well, okay. I did find you. You're quite right about that. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye. I would say that was worth it. So, our last sector is actually over here. And it's fucking big. It's actually pretty big. It's one of the... well, I guess it wouldn't be one of the larger sectors. We do have a lot of sectors that are pretty damn big in this world. So... yes. Hopefully we can find this... aha! Didn't even finish what I was saying until I... or rather before I found this Lionel. I will save just for good measure. I don't think he's going to be difficult to deal with. He is a red-maned Lionel. I don't know what that means as far as his difficulty, but I don't think he's hard. There we go, let's take a photo of him. Doesn't get much better than that. We will save that. Image added to Hyrule Compendium. If it is identified as a Lionel, then that means the game recognizes that it is a Lionel, so we don't have to worry too much. Of course, I'm used to Wind Waker, which is a much older game than this, so yeah, I would imagine that this stuff would be pretty reliable in this era of gaming, as far as taking a photo of an enemy and it actually being recognized as an enemy by the game itself. Oh, okay, I need... what helmet do I use? This Snowball headdress. No, you fucking don't. Stop it. Oh, I'm playing absolutely poorly right now. I'm playing really badly, actually. This is shocking. I guess I'm really out of practice. What is not going to recover much health? All of this is overkill. Oh, frozen trout, sure. 1 heart of recovery. Alright, now it's time to actually heal ourselves properly. I can't believe what I'm doing right now, it's actually pathetic. Oh, roasted bass would have been... oh shit, let's eat all these. Yeah, good idea. That'll do. Alright, get up. Shield that. That's a good opportunity. Unless I allow that to happen. I mean, if this were a regular Lionel, I would have died a long time ago. Holy shit. I'm playing so bad against this guy. It's actually disgusting. There we go. And then we mount you like this. We're using the Master Sword for this. He's not going to last long at all. Oh my goodness. It's actually embarrassing to play this poorly. I guess I'll take it seriously from now on. I'm going to pretend like I can get one shot again. Then we should be fine. Well, that would have been my death, provided I was getting one shot. Red maned is lowest, yeah, I had assumed so. Well, if anyone wants to judge my performance, just watch, you know, the ones where they can actually one-shot me. I perform much better than this. I guess I'm just out of practice. It has been months, actually, since the last one. How's that not... no, you fucking don't. That's unfair. You usually only do that when I'm far away. I'm not far away at all. Oh, okay. 3 and then you'll stop. But unfortunately, the geography prevented me from hitting you. This is I'm climbing when I don't intend to, and I can't even see what I'm doing. I was meaning to run around him, and of course Link starts auto-climbing this fucking wall. It's ridiculous. Fucking dickhead. That, and I think it's almost over. No. It wouldn't be, would it? That'd be too fucking easy. This has been one of my worst performances against Lionel ever. It's actually totally embarrassing. But anyway. We've got Rivali's Gale charged up again. And we've got some stuff here. I don't think anything he's dropped here is going to be worth it, no. 24, no. I don't want any of that. Okay, well, pathetic as that was, and I had no intention of climbing that fucking tree. I'm just walking around and he's climbing the tree, you know, up he goes. Fucking idiot. Okay, we'll eat that, that's fine. Now, we will make our way to Zora's domain. Because that's all we want to do here. God, that was pathetic. I don't know why I can't fight them at the moment. Anyway. I will prepare to put all my Zora stuff back on. I'm surprised that this girl has part of the Zora set. Why does she? It's a bit weird. I do hope that you're calling him Zelda as a joke, Trash. Because that's like the classic joke. People calling Link Zelda and getting pissed off about it. Or people hearing it and getting pissed off about it. That is the classic joke. Alright, so... hello, you're very, very friendly. I need to make my way up here. Well, I certainly won't be doing anything as completionist as that, Pablo. That will not be happening. So I think it's you, isn't it? Laflat. Hello. Link. How is that Lionel mission coming along? I have your picture. Oh wow, please show me. Take it. Well, I guess she can't take it. Wow. My apologies. That sound was not very dignified, was it? Pardon me, I'm all better now. That Lionel, how terrifying. One look at this and I doubt anyone would want to get any reckless ideas about visiting Ploymus Mountain. To be fair, it's a good shot because he's ready to start running at me. So, and to look at that, and then imagine yourself in that situation, I would imagine that that wouldn't be pleasant at all. That'd be frightening. Thank you. I'll tell the children of the domain about this. Maybe that will scare them away from the mountain. Alright, now for your reward. Excellent. So now we've got the best performance in water possible, I would imagine. Aside from maybe drinking a potion or something like that. Because we now have the full Zelda set. Zora set. Fucking hell, I'm off my head today. These Zora Greaves were once made by skilled craftsmen by order of an ancient Zora king. Now they're fairly common. Oh, great. So really it's not that impressive that I own this. Okay, I understand what you're saying. As you may know, East Reservoir Lake was created in a collaboration between Hylians and Zora. After East Reservoir Lake was finished, we made Zora Greaves as a token of friendship for Hylians who came to visit. But over time, the number of Hylians visiting the domain dwindled, and my father had to close his armor shop. I see. These Zora Greaves here were the last pair left in the stockroom when he closed up shop. Wearing these, even a Hylian can swim as well as a Zora. That said, these would be wasted on me. They are only useful for a Hylian like you. Please take good care of them. I will do so. Let's go and equip the full Zora set. It's really annoying that I have two of the pieces off on the other page. It means I have to go back and forth like this, but there you go. We've got the full Zora set. Now I look slightly more presentable, I suppose. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I have returned. Okay. There's a sort button in the items menu. Okay. I actually never knew that. For all the hours I've played, okay, sort with Y. That's X. Sorted armor. Wow. So it's sorted by piece, I assume. In the sense that helmets are at the top, so it doesn't get sorted by armor group. No, that's good. That's actually really good. Isn't that interesting that I never realized that that existed? It's really interesting. Okay. So with that, I think... Hello. A light scale. La la la, your trial awaits, it's glowing bright. Who are you? I'm a Hylian. A Hylian? Cool. But you know, Prince Sidon is much cooler, hehe. Okay, well, whatever, La Ruta. It's a very peaceful place, I like this place. Although, something of a calamity is taking place, so therefore, we need to help these people out. Now, I'll probably finish up this recording once I've taken care of Vah Ruta. There you go. Vah Ruta. Once I take care of that thing and kill the final boss of that, well, the boss of that we should call it, then I'll probably finish up. Oh, it will sort by set if I hit it again. Ah, I see, it sorts in different ways. Okay. So that sorts it by set. Okay. So that's probably how I want it. That's indeed how I want it. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm looking through my quest log. I can never find it. It's adventure log. Here we go. So we want to set Divine Beast Vah Ruta as our current objective. And now we can make our way over there. If it's set as my current objective, I feel better about it. I feel like I can clearly see where the hell I'm going. So let's go and do that. I don't know exactly where I have to go. Well, I guess it tells me exactly where I have to go, so let's stop being confused by it. Do I have to get higher up? Probably. Like, really higher up is what I mean to say. Not just at this level, but actually up to maybe the top of that dam construction. Looks like a dam anyway. A D-A-M-N. Oh, it's got a walkway that lets me go up there. That's good. Alright. Yeah, it does. It runs fine on Wii U, to be completely honest. It's not bad at all. There are certain moments where there will be frame dips, yeah, but it's reasonable. And it looks the same, doesn't it? The only thing that looks different is the fact that you've got a D-pad in the heads-up display instead of the buttons that would be on the Switch. That's like the main difference. Outside of that, it looks the same. It could just as easily be the Switch version. And I feel like people would immediately notice that. That's something I immediately notice when I see people play on the Switch, because they have those buttons instead, so I would feel that if it weren't those buttons, people would immediately know. But honestly, people watch me play this and don't even realize that I'm playing on the Wii U. They think I'm playing on the Switch. I think partially because they don't realize that it's even on the Wii U, which is just funny. I mean, how do you... Okay, well, I guess everyone has their own experiences, but for me, this was originally called Zelda Wii U. This is not a Switch game, by any means, in the same way that Zelda Twilight Princess was not a Wii game, it was a GameCube game, because they were both developed for the prior console. So, it's so strange to me that people don't know that this is on the Wii U, because this was announced in 2013, around that time, when the Switch wasn't even rumoured to exist. I'm sure it must have been in production on some level, but no one knew of it. It wasn't even called the NX at that time. I don't think it received the name of NX until 2016 or something. So, you know, 2013, when this game was first announced, from memory. Yeah, this was definitely... It was late 2013, I believe it was. But, yeah, this was definitely a Wii U game, so it's just so strange, considering we were calling this Zelda Wii U back then, for people to not even know it's on Wii U. But anyway. Sidon. Is he shivering? What's going on with him? Is he scared? Maybe he's scared. Glad to see you're ready to go, Link. And there's the smile that we've seen about 10 times by now. Are you ready for this? Do you have your Zora armor and enough shock arrows? I didn't even check to see how many shock arrows I had, but if they're telling that I need 10, then I've probably got enough. I'm ready. Wonderful. You never cease to amaze, Link. Now then, let us go and appease that divine beast. Well, here we go, yeah. You do your crazy backflips. Gaze now upon the divine beast's back. So, I guess we want to swim up that. Do you see those glowing pink orbs? You'll need to shoot each of them with a shock arrow. With your Zora armor, you now have the ability to ascend waterfalls. You know, if I had a weapon, it almost looks as if I would be at the same height as those orbs if I were to go up there, so it makes me wonder if I had a thunder-based weapon, maybe I could actually hit them with that weapon. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to not notice that if I go into the pause menu and you see the Wii U gamepad. It's like, oh. I think I went into the Wii U... I think I was going into the pause menu and this guy still didn't know I was playing the Wii U version one time. And he said to me... I think I mentioned that I was playing on the Wii U and he said, "You're playing on the Wii U? This is the Wii U version?" And I just brought up that screen with the gamepad and I said, well, as you can see, this is clearly not the Switch version. So I shall take you right up to the side of the Divine Beast, and from there you can swim up and take aim. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Yeah, I know I can do it as well, because I've taken care of 2 Divine Beasts so far, and they were both harder than this. In fact, my first Divine Beast was Vah Ruta, and I was told that Vah Ruta is one of the harder ones. So, that being my first, and given that I completed that while I was well into, like, a bottle of brandy at the time, I think I'll be alright this time around. Okay, that's a good point, Pablo. I do try to save as often as I can, but sometimes I do forget, so I will do that before continuing. If I can, possibly. Ha, I'm unstoppable in the water. Yeah, good to know. Ruta is responding to our presence. I'll move away and wait for an opening before we approach. Okay. I'll keep going at full speed. It's up to you to ward off Ruta's attacks. Are you ready? Okay, we'll use these ancient something or other. That includes hurling giant ice blocks that we will need to watch out for. I shall leave those to you. Okay, so you're going to leave these to me. How do I destroy them? Well, hold on. Do I do this? Yes, I do. Okay. So we're about to go into this water and swim up it, I would guess. We go swim upward, and then we need, well, okay, excellent, and then from up here we'll be able to shoot it, no doubt. Let's just get maybe this bow with shock arrows. We have 83! I think that's enough. There we go, and then what? Let's go to this one, fuck. We'll go into the water. Fuck it, I'm going in the water, man. I don't need you, Sidon. Oh, I have to grab onto him, do I? They're desperate for me to do it that way. Okay. So, prior to this point, I'm able to actually swim up the waterfalls without issue. But now? No. I have to grab onto Sidon. Okay. Doesn't make any fucking sense, but sure. Come on. Let's go, Sidon. I guess it's important for this this part of the game for me to use him. Yeah. We'll go swim upward. Excellent. And then again, we start gliding, and then we shoot that. I'd like to shoot the other one, to be honest. They don't let me do it. They don't want me to do it. Fucking assholes, man. Yeah, of course I use the ice power thing. Couldn't possibly waste arrows on this. Well... The main reason why I'm thinking to use the ice power, and I probably would have thought to do it anyway, but the main reason I think is because I just did the shrine that involves the ice power, so it's in mind, you know. No, don't have another one to take care of. Alright, hold on. This is your favourite divine beast? I didn't even know you could use the Sheikah Slate against those blocks. Well, there you go. It just stood to reason that because they look the same as what you can personally create... Oh, that didn't work at all. Get on quick, I'm trying. I didn't realise that it was trailing behind me, probably because I don't have audio cues here, because the game's kind of low volume. I can hear a bit of the game, but not that much. But yeah, it would stand to reason mainly because it looks the same as what I create with the Sheikah Slate, so I assumed that I could destroy them like that. Whoa. That's fucking crazy. It's getting harder, isn't it? Don't do that. I just created a block, which only serves to confuse the situation. Wow, you can really shatter them from a distance too. I've been waiting until they get much closer, but... Actually, you can really shatter them from afar. Fuck! Okay. Come on. Excellent. Could have done it with a gyro aim, no thank you. Oh, I should have swam upward there. Here we go, we'll go up this one, that's fine. Alright, and then... Oh dear. I don't... Why did you send me along this side? Sidon, what are you doing? We don't want to be on this side. You fool. What is he... Is it my fault? Did I do something wrong? Hit it, come on. Well... Hit it, come on. It's actually harder to control than you might think. Actually, no, it's pretty easy because I've been holding the button down, but I actually don't need to hold it down to keep myself in this mode. So actually it's easier if I just do it like this. So the one that I'm missing is the one just... Fucking stop, don't do that. Sidon, you better go to the right place this time, because I think I know where I'm supposed to go. Yes, it's this one. Okay, so we want to be on this side, and it's this one. I think this is the last. Get up there. Come on, man. And then this should be it. That's the last one. Wow, that was astounding. An absolute thrill. Okay. If most people come to this point in the game later on, it's understandable that they would do something like waste their arrows because they haven't played through the game as much, but this is part 72 or something, so you would hope that I would think to use the ice effect. I'll bring you closer, we're counting on you, hero. Do good work in there, or whatever he said. I think we'll be alright, I don't think I'll even need a guide for this. If this is the easiest, and I think I've been told that it's the easiest, at the very least I would assume that it is, I don't think we'll need a guide. I think it'll be quite simple. Okay. It's really weird when they just start talking in cutscenes, because you've been reading their text. I didn't quite hear what he said, but I think he said Sarabada. Well. It's just me and the Divine Beast now. Yeah, we'll see how the boss goes. I'm sure it'll be fun. I have a lot of arrows as well. I'm sitting on a decent number, to be honest. Have to forgive the slow load times. I'm loading this game off a USB thumb drive sticking in the back of my Wii U. because I remember when I first got this game, I didn't have the space on my Wii U to actually download the things. I had to put it on my... Actually, no, what it wasn't that. It was when I had to... Because I had the DLC pass, like the season pass or whatever the hell. So when it came time to download the DLC, I didn't have space, so I moved the whole thing to my USB thumb drive, and then put the DLC on there as well. So that was the situation. Travel gate registered to map. Goody. Oh, goody. You're here. I must say that I am happy to see that this day has finally arrived. Now Ruta can... Oh, she's speaking. Or whoever's speaking. I'm sorry that I've been talking over it. Am I talking over it? I really don't know. I seem to be. I just have my TV volume kind of low. Okay. Well, this is our third Divine Beast, but for many, it is their first. So, with that in mind, I should be okay. I should be okay. If I struggle at all, it means I'm probably dumb. But, maybe, I mean, that might be a bit of a paradigm-crushing thing to realize that I could possibly be dumb, but I think we'll be alright. I think we'll take care of this fairly easily. This should be a one-shot. Goodbye. Not to trivialize this whole process, but yeah, no. That's not going to be a challenge whatsoever. I can see that there is an eye in there. Is that going to open that? Maybe, maybe not. No, but it does give us access to that spot. So we will have to open that somewhere else first. I can see that there's a mechanism to interact with here. Can that be interacted with this? Yes, it can. Then we turn it like that. Okay. And we spin it, clearly. Okay. Okay. Again, I thought to do that because, again, the biggest thing about playing this game is realizing that most of the things that you interact with can be interacted with on some level with any of these abilities. You know, you just think of what abilities you have on hand, and that's generally enough to solve all puzzles, to be honest. There's a small amount of logic required, and then there's also the know-how, as far as what can you do, what are you capable of as a character in this game. If you have at least a little bit of sense, and a clear understanding of what you can do, all puzzles are solvable quite easily. There are 4 terminals remaining, don't give up. Very well. Yeah, exactly. Long loading times might be a good thing. May very well be. So that's where I just came from, and I think we've taken care of this room. So we've got 2 directions to go in. We can either head that way, or this way. This looks like... Well, maybe we'll take care of the main room first. Maybe that would be a good idea. I can guess that we might be required to use the ice ability, given that there's water on the floor. So, that seems interesting. Okay. These must be for interacting with in some way. You're just going to give me the terminal? What? No, I have to do something first. Unable to activate main control unit. Now, does this mean that this is the last terminal that I interact with? And maybe I can interact with this once I've dealt with the other ones? Or does it mean that I have to do something in this room now to gain access to this terminal? Now, one thing that we could try is just randomly. It's stupid. I see no reason why this would do anything. But maybe placing blocks on all 4 of these could do something. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but... No, that doesn't do anything. It didn't make sense in my mind, but I thought, you never know. It might do something. But it really doesn't. So my guess is that this is the last terminal that we interact with, and we can't interact with it at this stage. So we have to move on. Jeez. Yeah, don't fucking spoil the beast for Dink. Don't do that to Dink. I feel like Potato isn't always high, But once he sees a recording of mine, he's like, holy shit, I have to get totally blazed. Which is fine. I suppose it would make it even easier to enjoy my work. If you were totally blazed. Okay. This is very interesting. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got a wheel that's turning because of this water. And what is that turning wheel doing? It doesn't look like it's doing anything, to be completely honest. Because it's not actually interacting with this bigger wheel. Can this bigger wheel move further to the left? Stop that. So, nothing here can actually be interacted with using magnesis, so I'm guessing stasis is what we really want. That sort of looks like it's made of metal, doesn't it? Hmm. We could go over to the other side, see if there's anything else of interest. Oh, there's a terminal here. Hello. Okay. So maybe I want to drain the water. That's interesting. So the terminal's there. Maybe if I just stand here, I'll be able to interact with it. That's possible, isn't it? Okay, come on. Interact with it. Go, go. No, this isn't working. If I stand here, maybe it'll work. No. No, it doesn't work at all. So really you want it to be stopped about here, and then this water needs to be drained, clearly. Because at this stage I can't interact with that terminal. And what's that glowing shit? Yeah, exactly. Right, I see. I'll pack a fat bowl for that, Dink. Yeah, you can see exactly who's bannable, and there's a few people who call me Dink. The one who really started it was Trash. He was the one who called me Dink, and then it caught on. I can live with that, though. I can live with that. So, that whole room is interesting, but at this stage I can't really see how to progress through it. There doesn't really seem to be anything that I can do. What can be interacted with using stasis? I guess that would be the most important thing to check. So at this stage I can see that that and that can be interacted with, but I can't do anything from here, I don't think. So what I will do is I'll try to get up to that higher spot. Observing what you're doing is what's most important. What the fuck is that mouth? What? That's disgusting. How do I deal with that? Oh, there's an eye up there. I didn't see it. I don't think I've seen a mouth before, but I think I've dealt with spawning enemies before, so the mouths must have existed in the past, and I just didn't notice them. Or I've since forgotten. It's definitely possible. So what do we have? We have a chest there. And we've got a terminal there. How is spinning this going to move these bars? That's the question. This is interesting. Well, those bars down there can be interacted with. Why? Doom Dink, Dink Link. Doom Dink is okay, but Dink Link I can live without. I might have to drop down into this, just so that I can survey what's going on. Oh, I see. I see. That has to be hit into there. I don't know how to do that. Because I don't know how to get... Oh, let's just give it a try. That's probably all we need to do. It's probably not as complicated as I'm making it out to be. That'll probably do it. That'll hit it straight in. Yeah. Oh, but that's... Do I need to hit it more? Perhaps. Dink Linker, wow. Of course, this is doing durability damage to my sword, I believe. Is this going to be good enough? This should be good enough, come on. Okay, but what is that done? What has that achieved? When I hit that, I see something break. There's like a visual effect that takes place, but I don't really see what that does. That's a bit shitey, isn't it? Can this really not be affected by magnesis? Why does that... I guess it's made of stone, isn't it? I guess the point is that I need to turn this whole thing, don't I? I guess that's the point. But I don't know how to turn it. Because you would think gravity... I think the whole point is that gravity is supposed to just take the ball down there. I think that's the point. I think I was thinking too hard about it. Rather than hit the ball into it. It's clear that it needs to stay there, so gravity is supposed to do the work, which means that we want to turn this wheel. I just need to figure out how to turn the wheel, that's the point. So that's my current task. Is that made of metal? No. How do I destroy that? I feel like removing that might be helpful in some way. Stop it. That one word is dink. That is a helpful hint, thank you. Thank you. Maybe the problem is that, oh my god. Yeah. Well, remember what I said before? About how... Okay, now. Remember what I said before? You need to identify what abilities Link has, and incorporate that into your analysis of what to do. And clearly, I wasn't doing that. Because I'm stupid. Although I don't really know how this is supposed to work. Oh, I do it here like this, do I? We just need to stop it at the right time. About now would be good. Yeah, stop it, stop it. Okay. Now, can I interact with that? Is the question. Yes? Okay. Very good. No one gave me a hint. No one gave me a hint, and Dink didn't help. But, yeah. Maybe activating that will spin the other thing. Is that how that's going to work? Or is spinning the other thing not helpful? I don't know. But at least we got that terminal activated. Okay. So... I guess we need the water level to rise there, don't we? Maybe we need the water to... I don't know what we need the water to do. There's also a high level up there. I think I can get there by gliding over. Let's do that. I haven't done that yet. There's an area that we haven't yet accessed, which is just over here, that I think I can get to. Like so. This is a bit of cheating, what I'm doing right now. More than a bit of cheating. You shouldn't have this fucking ability at this point in the game, but here I am. This is not... yeah, there's going to be nothing game-breaking here, clearly. So, what? Could we try that terminal down there again? I suppose we could. Let's try it. I don't really know how to interact with them. Okay, just making sure. So I also do have a map of Varnaboros, I believe. Don't travel to it. Or do I not have an internal map of it? I guess I don't. I think Dink did help. It increased your IQ by 20. Or decreased it. And maybe I was overthinking. If I was overthinking the situation, then actually decreasing my IQ by 20 points helped. Which is exactly why I solved that problem. Because there could be no other effect relating to IQ and dink than a reduction in IQ. So there you go. Bob the Builder has turned on a lawnmower, which is a little different to your typical... What's this? Oh, Guardian's Law. A little different to your typical Bob the Builder activity. I was really expecting this to be quite simple, but it's clearly not super simple. I mean, I do realize that I need to turn this to get gravity to move that ball into place, but I actually don't know how to turn it. And it's strangely confusing to me. I mean, it would make sense if that cog, that wheel, could fit into there somehow. But I can't move either of these closer to one another, so I don't know how that can help. I don't know how that works. I guess I could cheat my way over there, couldn't I? I don't give a fuck. I'm a cheater. Let's do it. Let's do it. See, I don't know how... Oh, I see. There's a wind current there. I see. There's a fucking wind current. Okay. Okay. Well, I hadn't noticed the wind current. I hadn't noticed it. Oh, wow. Let's not discuss the French monarchy. Okay. So, you're dead. And what's happening over here? No, don't... I mean, I don't want Dink to stick to the point where everyone calls me Dink. I mean, certain people can call me Dink, but the thing is, you don't want too much of a good thing, you know what I mean? If everyone calls me Dink, it won't be as funny anymore. We don't need too much Dink around. Okay, so is that going to allow for the water level to rise? Oh, fuck off, Bob. There's always something. It's like, I mean, if you actually listed all the power tools that he used to try to interrupt my recordings, you'd have an incredibly long list. I can tell you right now, I mean, it would shock any mortal man just how many tools he has access to interrupt my recordings. He's thinking of something new and creative every day. Dishonor on your Wii. Why are you cheating? Well, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I don't know if removing that has helped me in some way. The water level has risen, I think. Has it? I feel like that's the key to what I need to do here, but I'm actually surprised by this puzzle. It's not clear. It's not super obvious. I was expecting it to be more obvious than it is, anyway. But I think I removed the... I don't really know how to describe this. I guess affliction. Calamity affliction, or whatever the hell. You know, the sort of thing that Calamity Ganon has. I think we've removed... No, we haven't removed that from this. What? See, look, that's still there, so that must... What did destroying that eyeball achieve? Oh yeah, Bob's a professional. What happened to that? I guess it is affected by time, isn't it? Well, I don't think this moving is affecting anything, so I'll keep it there for now. Okay, I could try cheating some more. Okay, that's almost audible at that point. That's... take it easy, mate. So we've got water flowing there, but what has that done? I feel like that's my main problem here. I haven't identified what that has achieved. If I could really understand what that meant. I mean, it looks more like a shortcut than anything else, doesn't it? But... I guess Rivali's Gale created that surge of air, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Alright, what's up here? I see a chest. Let's go here first. I see that there's fire. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Aha, there's a mechanism here. And I suppose that's going to affect the fire. God, that's bright, look at that. It hurts my eyes. Actually, it's better for you than it is for me. And we'll spin that around if we can. Come on, spin it. Spin it. Okay. Why won't it move? Oh, it has to go that way, I see. Ugh. Yeah. Big mechanism. Must be doing something. It doesn't appear to be doing anything at this stage, but I think it must do something. What has that done? Has that brought that higher up? Okay, so it's surrounded by pillars of fire that no doubt need to be removed, and probably what happens is the pillars of fire are removed prior to moving it up. But I got here sooner than I should have, so... Oh god, is it? It's kind of bright for you guys too, isn't it? For me, it's like I'm staring into a... like an arc welder's torch. It's like, oh, my eyes. What's this chest? How did I not notice? Well, I'm sorry. Fucking hell, leave me alone. How did I not notice? I don't know. Fuck me, man. How did I not notice? That item, that weapon is probably not worth it. How did I not notice? It is probably going to be one of those things where I'll be beating myself up over going, how did I not notice? Your disappointment is immeasurable and your day's ruined. Just fucking tell me. If you guys are that desperate, just fucking tell me. I'm not going to stop you. Fucking hell. You won't? Okay, well, shit. It always makes it harder when you watch on YouTube and there's a greater delay, too. Well, clearly I need to remove that fire somehow. I have access to that. What would possibly stop that fire? S. Sheikah Slate. Yeah, well... Sheikah Slate, but... Yes, but I could have guessed that there was something that I needed to do with the Sheikah Slate. I mean, that's not... It's not beyond my understanding. Or beyond my reckoning. But... I don't know. I can believe that there's something obvious that I missed, but... There's something about this wheel that really bothers me. Obviously it needs to move. That's really what I need to do. I'm assuming that the fire is removed by having this thing move. But I actually don't know how to get it to move, and that doesn't... It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, press the map button. What map button? This shit? What do you mean? Press the map button. What are you talking about? As far as seeing the map, that's what I was talking about. I remember in previous Divine Beasts, I was given a layout of the location of the Divine Beast itself, but I don't know how to get to that here. I don't have the map. You're correct, Trash. Because in my previous ventures through Divine Beasts, I had a map to check the interior of the Divine Beast itself. I don't have that this time. I don't know if I missed it somehow. I don't imagine how I could have. Or I can't imagine how I could have missed it if it was something that I had to pick up. But usually I do have access to a map of the actual interior, but I don't have that this time. Oh, fuck off. Oh, that's true. I checked the fucking map. I mean, if you weren't so blazed out of your fucking mind, Potato, you would have seen earlier on that I did check my map, and there was no indication of the interior. Like, there was no representation of the interior of the Divine Beast. So, I mean, that was something that I thought of very early on. So, there you go. But I won't try to get the map yet, Pablo. I'll try to work out how to spin this thing. I know what I need to do, I just need to work out how to do it. I actually need the map, shit. So it's a requirement of the puzzle. How did I miss the map? How do I get it, Pablo? That's weird. Must have been something really obvious that I missed. Does it relate to, like, the gyro? Like, the stupid gyro function? I remember there being something. I remember in Vah Ruta, I had to spin the whole area or something. And that was done through the map. The main terminal. I've been to the main terminal twice. Oh, the first one I came across. Ugh. The one that I pulled up with the mechanism. So not here, but rather here. This was the one that I started at, but it's not what I would identify to be the main terminal. What? Look. What do you mean? How do I get the map? I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense to me, because if I get it from the main terminal, I've already interacted with this thing. That doesn't need to be interacted with in that way. This doesn't help. Start at the first floor and you'll figure it out. Well... What? Is it past this? Well, I can interact with these bars with stasis, but I can't... Oh, I lift that up. Okay. So my problem was that I didn't even identify that this was something that I could traverse. That was my main problem. You see, you are so blazed out of your fucking head, Potato, that you're like, the main terminal, the first one you came across. I didn't even come across the main terminal. Fucking hell, man. Like, you are so off your head. Anyway. There we go. Done. Stupid thing. I should have actually gone there and checked it out. Had I gone there and checked it out when I first noticed it, the first time that I properly noticed it was when it allowed me to use stasis on the bars themselves. But because I hadn't actually properly checked it out, I didn't even assess it as like a possible thing to get through. I just assumed that I had to open the bars, looking at it from a distance. But when I got closer, I realized, oh, actually, I can just put that underneath it. So there you go. What, trunk time? Oh, I see. I see. The trunk can move, can it? Divine Beast controls. Divine Beast controls have been enabled. Okay. You're the one who believes what Potato is saying. Yeah, maybe I should know better than to do that. Oh dear. You will see several glowing points on your map which represent the terminals that control Ruta. Take Ruta back by activating all of the terminals. Be careful. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so we've got the map now. I should have known that that was something that wasn't quite right. The fact that I didn't have the map, and that was something that had bothered me fairly early on. But now that I've got the map, I should be able to interact with that trunk, I guess. Because I remember that there was something to rotate in Vah Ruta. I can't quite remember what the feature was with Vah Ruta. But for this Divine Beast, I would assume it is the movement of the trunk. So therefore... Well, I want to stand somewhere that I can actually witness the effect of the movement of the trunk. Maybe... No, let's go further over here. Once I work out what it really does, then I'll be able to make use of its ability. Alright. Well, next time I won't. Fucking hell. So... You can see where all the terminals are located. There's one in the trunk, actually. Huh. Let's move the trunk to here, yeah. Execute with B, yeah. The trunk is moving. Okay. So what? We want to... Does the trunk... Oh, the trunk does move water, doesn't it? So if we have water coming from the top, that will flow over the wheel and spin the wheel. Is that the point? I see. So, and then we spin the wheel just until it gets to the point where gravity moves the ball into the hole, and then we move the trunk again. I guess that's the point. Okay. So water should flow over, if my understanding of the trunk is correct. And then we need to be ready to... Okay. Now we probably... Okay, I need to find the right moment to... Oh. That's very interesting. Is the terminal upside down? Let's move it now. Is that good timing? It spins the other way. No, stop it. That should be sufficient, right? I don't care about that chest. I've never once cared about that chest, and I never had any intention of accessing it. Okay, so we do want... That's interesting. So we don't want that upside down. That's important. That we don't have that upside down. So what we probably want to do is actually use stasis on that ball to prevent it from moving while we turn that upside down. That's my guess. It could be different to that. There might be a technique that allows you to walk into that and access the terminal while the ball is still being held there by gravity. Like if you don't go the full way. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, I'll work it out. Yeah, I think this is fun to work with. So that's really the source of the problem. I mean, that was the one... There was one major thing that I was missing, and that was really it. Okay. So yeah, the lack of a map is what was really killing me in it. Yeah, I obviously prefer temples to divine beasts and shrines. I'm not a huge fan of them. Okay, so... let's move that trunk again. We'll move it there this time. It could always be possible that moving it counterclockwise is better than moving it clockwise. I've never really thought about it, but... Well, I guess I just thought about it, didn't I? But... Okay, what if I keep you there with stasis? Can that possibly work? No, I think it will run out before it can... Is it going to run out? I think I can do it with stasis, it's just I have to time it right. I think that's the point. If I time it right, we should be able to do it. Let's see what we can do. As I said, it might not actually be necessary to use stasis. Oh god, this is turning into a long-ass recording, isn't it? Well, shit. I just wanted to take care of this divine beast during this recording, that's really what I wanted to do. What's annoying is that I have to... Actually, there's a shortcut that I can probably take there, isn't there? Oh well. I'll do that next time. So this is actually good timing. So what we want to do is not use it too early. At what point... About there will do. I think that's slightly better. I mean, maybe not. Maybe I've still used it too early. Yeah, too early. Okay, that was even worse than last time, but that's alright. Just need a bit of patience. Yes, I agree, Potato. I do agree. Potato is now in the Twitch chat saying Fat Nugget 56 is a real loser. And, yeah. Oh shit! Fucking hell, this is so annoying. I didn't mean to fall off there. So this time we'll take the shortcut, and I believe that this will work. Oh, fucking get up. Alright, up you go. So this should work much better. And then we'll glide over onto here. Isn't that just a much easier process? I do not care about that chest. I don't care a damn thing about it. Okay. That might be just good enough. Can we do it? Think we can do it? Think we can do it? Yeah, yeah, we made it. Excellent. Now we examine this. Am I stuck in here is the question. Hopefully they have the presence of mind design-wise to actually open this for me. Thank you. Thank you. So, that was not the last terminal. There is one just over there that is surrounded by fire. And I think I know how to deal with that. I think we need the water to go on top of the terminal in order to... Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? So the fire is extinguished by the water from the trunk, most likely. So my first theory is to... Oh, hold on, there's a chest down there. I think I might get that chest. No, you don't. I've got a chest that I'd like to acquire. I'm not going to forego all chests automatically. I think that can be moved with... Yes, I think it can. I think we can use magnesis on that. Get up here, mister. Give yourself to me. Ancient spring. Okay. Oh, now you want to dive, do you? You fuck. I guess you have to jump to dive, don't you? I guess that's how it works. Okay, so... With that... I think we now move the trunk into maybe this position. That seems about right. You need to get it in just the right spot, obviously, so that the water goes on top of the fire. Oh, it looks like I was one off the correct spot. Is that it? It is. And provided it's there for long enough, it will extinguish the fire. Now, I don't know if that means I can't access that because the... Come on. I'm not going there manually. I'm taking the shortcut. You better believe I'm taking the shortcut. Oh, stop doing that. So let's drop down like that. Yeah, I think the pressure of the water is too much, so let's move it down. Alright. So let's go and activate what I believe to be the last terminal before the one that we couldn't activate before. And this should give us access to the boss. Just one terminal remaining, I have faith in you. Well, guess what? Oh no, it's in the trunk. Okay. So I guess I was wrong about the one that I was talking about being the actual last terminal, because you can see the terminal in the trunk. So how do we actually access that? Does it need to be down there like that? How do we get into the trunk? Shit. I don't care about chests, man. Why would I care about chests? Most of the things in chests in this game are not interesting at all. Like, not even remotely. Well, let's go up through here. His head's been moved down. This is really dangerous. I don't think we want to do that, do we? I feel like standing here is... I wonder if I can swim up the water. I hadn't considered that. That'd be weird, but... I'm going to watch the trunk and see if that gives me a hint as to what to do here. As far as entering. I don't think we'd be able to swim up that. That's not solid enough. That is really interesting. I wonder if I could plug the hole. But why would that help? Plugging the hole with this. Or rather with this. I guess we could try that. It doesn't make sense to me, but we could try it. Why not try it? So, there it is, but that's... no, you can't plug the hole, and it looks like... okay, now that we've brought it closer, I can see that we can't actually enter it from there, because there's a grate. So, that's not actually helpful at all. Or rather, it's not. Oh. I see. You cheeky motherfucker. Now, what has that done for me? It's given me access to a chest, but... rather than a chest, I'd like access to the actual internal part of the trunk. Don't do that. Fuck you. Fuck! This is terrible. Now I've only got one Rivali's Gale left. I have not been zapped by lightning, actually, no. Okay, let's do that again. There's probably another way to get up here without Rivali's Gale. I mean, there has to be, but... was that supposed to be a hint? Probably. Am I supposed to shoot that with lightning? Maybe. That'd be pretty rough if that was the way you had to do it. But... no. That was not a hint. I mean, perhaps it was, but I've utilized it incorrectly. No, stop. Why am I... shit! This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Why is my Master Sword glowing like that? Is it because I'm close to a divine beast? I don't know how that works, but one thing I have to say is that I'm fucking pissed now that I've fucked that up. Okay, maybe I can swim up that. I mean, oh, fuck me. Have to wait for Rivali's Gale to fucking recharge. There must be a way up. I mean, there has to be something that I'm missing here. Is there an access point into it that I haven't seen yet? Maybe it's here. Ah, this is probably what it is. Because I was concerned about this leading to nothing before. But this probably does lead to something. Okay, I'll save the game and I'll give it a try. I'll see if accessing this chest is somehow helpful. I don't know. Maybe it helps to stand on it while it goes down? I don't know. Right here. Let's open the chest. What have we got? Nothing important, most likely. Ancient shaft. How did I guess? Well, this is an ancient shaft, alright. Can I climb this thing? No. Well. It does double damage when it glows. Well, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it's running low on energy, and as we have established it, its energy cannot be replenished unless it breaks. So it's at the lowest point currently. Well, fuck. How do I get into this dumbass trunk, and why is there a terminal at the end of it? That's fucking annoying. Okay, I'll move it up a little bit. Maybe I'll work out what to do. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Fly? What do you mean fly? This is my concern. I don't know what I'm flying into. There's no... the hole to go into the trunk is blocked by a grate. And... yeah. What am I flying to? I can't recognize what to... stop. What the fucking... If you're gonna give me a hint, give me a real hint, not dumb crap. Because that's not helpful. Oh, he's saying I look fly. Sure. I'm sure I do look that way. Okay. Keep the trunk low and fly from the top of the elephant. Okay. Again, my concern was that I hadn't identified an actual way into the trunk. Yeah, something about this divine beast is just... I think the puzzle's a bit weird. Because certain things, like... I can't identify a way into it, right? Because it just doesn't seem to... How do I even get up there? That's one question I have to ask. I mean, I've been using Rivali's Gale, but there must be a way up there. Besides that. And I don't know what the fuck that is. Shit. How do you get up there? Because once Rivali's Gale charges, that's not going to be a big deal anymore, but... As far as getting that before it recharges, I don't know if that's even possible. It must be, because... Oh, fucking hell. Why would that be high enough? No, well... This is stupid. I don't like this puzzle at all. I think this thing pisses me off. Why would the door in the trunk be high enough to access anything? I mean, I could try. Then again, is it just there? Yeah. So I can glide to it from here, is that what you're saying? No, oh no, that looks like it works, but again, all I could see here was a grate, right? This grate. I can't go through that. The trunk is practically lying in a lake. What relevance does that have? Oh, it's... Oh, that's smart. I thought it was inside the okay, I see what's happening here. I didn't okay. Maybe if I had looked close enough. I see. I had misunderstood that it was inside the trunk. Okay. Oh, dearie me. Okay. Okay. That was my misunderstanding. I didn't realize it was underneath. That's stupid. It's not stupid, I guess it's clever, but that was my misunderstanding. I was looking for a way to get inside the trunk, you see. And that was not what I was supposed to do. So because I was going based on what I could visually see, with that assumption in mind, I decided, well, there must be a way in from the base of the trunk as opposed to the tip. So I didn't bother with the tip of the trunk. But actually, this is the way to do it. And then from here, we can go to that previous terminal that we went to, which is in the anus of the Divine Beast, from what I can tell. And now we can interact with it and get access to that boss fight. It is boss time, which is just... going to be even more fun, no doubt. Can't wait. Oh no. It's a boss of some description. Let's see what we've got. It is... Okay, you've got a big spear. creepy clawed hand, and you've got horns that would appear. Well, I can see where your... Oh, Waterblight Ganon. Okay, well I can see where your weak point is, quite clearly. So I've fought Thunderblight Ganon. Okay. If you say so. Thanks for having faith in me. So my first port of call is to try and hit that obvious weak point. I'm going to save here, not with the expectation that it will take me back to this exact point, but rather just to ensure that I return to a point where all terminals have been activated. I would like to heal myself. Well, we may as well eat that. Speed up. Well, he's doing an attack. Whoa! That's going a bit far, isn't it? So, I don't really want thunder arrows, I want regular arrows, and then if I can shoot your eye... Oh, he gives me a good opportunity to shoot his eye, doesn't he? So, does he take damage from here? Yes, he does. Oh my god. Okay, so what is our next weapon? I guess try... Well, this will try boomerang, there we go. Don't know if his head takes more damage there or what. Yeah, clearly I'm a bit strong for this fight. Okay, he's moving. I'd like to avoid this somehow. By holding the shield would be fucking helpful, Link. Don't fucking put it away in that moment. You fool. I don't care for speed up so much. But... yeah, that's why I'm wasting my speed up food, because I don't care about that effect. I'll shield this, assuming you're throwing it again. Hit that eye, come on. Ow. Okay, that didn't even hit me somehow. It didn't even hit my shield. How did that not hit my shield? Stage 2 of the fight? It would appear to be. Okay. You're gonna do it like that, are you? Okay. I'll probably have to... well, it might not be necessary to use my ice ability, we'll see. Oh, I see. Thank you. Fuck you too. What is this? What? Okay, so it basically means it doesn't give you health, but it does give you resistance to lightning. That's great. Okay, so get back up there. And we want to resist this again. Go now! I can't hear what she's saying. Because I have my volume down. I can see what the translation is. I mean, she might have said Ike or something like that, but... oh, okay. How was the other one destroyed so quickly? Are you falling, or what are you doing? What are you doing? My royal bow broke. Well, that's a bit shit, isn't it? I'm on to my last royal bow. I'd like to shoot you before you can even do your crap. Like that. Is that me being naughty? Why don't I have my shield out? I guess it's because I have my bow out. I was intending to put it away. I thought I pressed B to put it away, but clearly not. Well, I can barely see. Oh, I can barely see what the fuck's going on. Hello. That's a problem. Ow. Shit. That. Attack up. Yay. Am I okay? I think I'm alright. For the moment. Hit that fucking eye. I'm missing the eye itself, aren't I? Again, I've got my bow out. I hate that shit. I have no intention of using my bow anymore, but it remains out because of reasons. Thought that hit the face successfully. Ow! Why am I taking so much damage? It's insane. And if I were actually level appropriate, I'd be getting fucked right now. Alright. I don't know what block is in Japanese. I know that kori is ice, but block I'm not sure about. Again, I can't hear what she's saying. Okay, you doing another one, or are you done? You hope they make a Waterblight Ganon fleshlight. If that's what you're into, man. If that's what you're into. I'm just gonna keep fucking shooting you, honestly. I'm gonna kill you with an arrow. Because fuck you. I feel like I could have just spammed him to death with arrows, but I wanted to at least play it properly in some way. Well, okay. That's Waterblight Ganon. I don't know how many more Divine Beasts there are to kill. I think there might be 4 in total. So I guess that's 3 out of 4. So we've done Varnaboros, Varmidor, and Vah Ruta in that order. What do you mean catch you next stream? I'm not done yet. Alright, so that's a heart container for our efforts. I'm assuming we just received... Oh, never mind. We now receive it. Okay. And that creates a new line of hearts. A new row of hearts, which is great, because as I said, I think I'm going to start focusing on stamina once I get about 3 hearts in my next row. I think that would be a good time to work on stamina. Anyway, I think we want to interact with this now. I will not be able to re-enter the interior of this Divine Beast once I reactivate it. I do wish to activate it because there's one chest that I'm missing and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about it. It's probably something game-breaking. No, it most likely isn't, rather. But, too bad. What do you mean your spirit is free? You'd better be alive. You'd better be alive. No, why are you dead? Are you really? Or are you dead? You'd better not be dead or I'll be pissed. Oh, that's sad. That's fucked. I'd say, this one was the best one so far, Pablo. With Varnaboros coming in second. It's so sad that she died, what the fuck? Boo. Fuck Zelda. Boo. Oh well. They could have had that. They could have executed that a little better because I don't know her. I really don't know her, but I guess it's... Oh, it is what it is. Well, it's not something I'd cry over because I don't know her at all. Like, how could I that's not something worth crying over because I actually don't know anything about her character. The mere fact that she's dead is kind of sad, but it's not like a tearjerker. I've not read Mipha's diary. If I were to do that, that would be pretty sad. But, yeah, no. Well, that would be fucking sad. I suppose that would be one way to learn more about it. Oh, there's a shrine over there, okay. I hadn't seen that before. So I guess this divine beast is going to go and shoot a laser or something, because that's what all the other ones had done. $3 hours. I was not intending on doing 3 hours, but that's just how long this took, so that's how it had to be. You're going to shoot it out your trunk? What are you going to do? No? You're going to have a droopy, flaccid trunk instead, and then you're going to shoot it out something else. Oh no. Okay. And I do believe that there's only 4. Yeah, fuck that. I can't believe I'm getting performance issues even in the cutscene. That's rough. Well, that's shitty. Very long loading screen. The unfortunate thing here is that Link is not the sort of character that you can really appreciate a scene like this with, because he's not an emotional character. He's a non-character. He's just he's a person with, like, no emotions, and he doesn't talk, and, you know, so is he struggling with this situation? Like, there is no internal struggle with Link, because he's a nothing character. And, how much has he remembered of her? Everything? And if so, how does this affect him? Oh, damn. So, Mipha's Grace actually fully heals you when you run out of health. I don't know how long that takes to recharge, but that's a pretty good thing to have in the early game, I guess. It's still useful now, but yeah, I only just received that. So, there you go, that's my 3rd Divine Beast ability. So now, well, we do need to go and speak with King Dorephan, but for now I think I'm going to save and then keep that for the next recording, because really 3 hours is honestly more than I was wanting. I was wanting to do maybe 2 hours, maximum 2 hours and 30 minutes, but yeah, 3 hours and 5 minutes is pretty rough. I wouldn't shed a tear for that, Pablo, because it's not me, it's Link, and on top of that, I don't identify with Link. If I don't know the character, if I can't identify with him, then I can't put myself in his situation. And if I can't identify with the girl because I know nothing about her, I can't... Oh, not the Blood Moon. Fuck off with this shit. Why does this keep coming? It never even really does anything. It's just like, the blood moon rises once more, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Anyway, yeah, it's just, I mean, if I were to read Mipha's diary, it would be better, but you have to understand that if the story centers around a character that doesn't have a character, then it's very hard to really have any sort of emotional investment. But anyway, yeah, that's the end of it for me. I do thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next video where we finish up this quest, I suppose. It was really funny because I'd actually forgotten to finish up the quest for Vah as well. I had actually cleared Vah, and then for maybe 10 parts of the Let's Play I had forgotten, maybe even more, I'd forgotten to go and turn in the quest. So I need to go make sure that I do that in the next video, and then we can continue along our quest of doing something. Just, you know, going through Hyrule, and obviously our next objective is to find the final Divine Beast, which should be around the Elden Province, or perhaps not. We'll find it either way. But yeah, it's been good fun, and I hope you all enjoyed, and thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.